Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Woo, yeah. Welcome to episode 42 of the Dirt Life Show. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. We always love to have you guys join us. Monday nights, I know, are a special night because, you all have done some fun stuff over the weekend. So it's cool that you guys take the time out, especially going back to work and stuff. So hopefully you guys are all getting back into the normal swing of things. So like I said, we really appreciate all you guys joining us. Tonight we have an awesome show, and I'd like to introduce my co-host, Casey Peck. How you doing, Case?
Doing good.
And my name is Georgie Hamill, so it's good to have you guys with us tonight. Casey and I both had a pretty fun weekend, so we're excited to get the show started and kicked off because, man, Supercross was awesome. And our featured guest tonight is none other than West Coast 250 racer Derek Drake. So we're stoked to have him on. Man, he's got like a really cool story. I talked to him a little bit this week, and man, it would be like it was kind of like reliving our amateur days, like when he was talking to me about it. But some of the stuff that he's going to get into and tell us tonight is really cool. So
awesome,
can't wait. And thank you very much, Jesse Nelson, for referring him over. Jesse's going to come on, talk with us a little bit. We're all going to talk shop about the Supercross races, how things are going, what the guys are doing, if they're preparing for outdoors, just the whole Moto Monday. It's going to be a fun show. We got Steve Westfall calling in, our buddy, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Racing Team Manager. His boy's been doing pretty good these last few days.
I wonder what he brought and put in the water.
I don't know, man. He's giving them cookies after the races or something.
It's awesome.
So they got podiums in the last two races, two different riders, and they just been doing good. So it'll be cool to talk to Steve as well. Man, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. I'm so glad that we have so many people joining us. We talked about it last week, how the stats have been growing and how many people have been listening and stuff like that. So I just want to keep thanking everybody for joining us and chiming in. So please join us on Facebook or YouTube. And obviously you can catch us on iTunes and all those archive networks after the show is over. But we're live every Monday night at 6 p.m. and right here in the Dirt Life Show studios. And we can always be contacted on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is our preferred method, at the Dirt Life Show. And if you want to reach out to any of our guests, you can always go to at the Dirt Life Show and check out some of the posts and stories that we've done in the past. And there's all the episodes up there and just cool videos and stuff. So before we get into the show, I want to thank all of our sponsors. Thank you very much to the guys at Shock Therapy. We did some cool stuff with them last week. I was able to be a little bit of help, not very much, in one of their live videos that they did, talking about some Yamaha stuff with suspension. I realized very quickly that I'm not near as smart as those guys that are up there. So when we talk engineering and tuning of shocks and stuff, I'll leave it up to the professionals.
Yeah. Isn't that cool how they can have such a different look at it, and then it translates to the person driving it too? Like sometimes that's a hard conversation to have.
It really is. From being a dirt bike racer and stuff, like we know what it feels like in our hands or in our butt, like when you're driving or riding. So I'm good at relaying that type of information to an engineer or to an expert, like let's just say them, the shock experts.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes back to me, somebody asked me a question, I was like, uh-oh. It was like, dead silence, basically. So I looked at Justin, and he helped out and covered for me.
Right-hand pedal, more?
Yeah. Well, that was actually one of my answers. I said, it's really easy to make your suspension do better if you just manipulate the pedals.
There you go. Just punch it so it's stiffer.
Yeah, exactly. So it was pretty cool to talk with those guys. And thank you very much, Justin, for always supporting everything that we do. You can use the code DIRTLIFE on their website, or you can call them and just say that the Dirt Life sent you, and you can save on suspension tuning kit. You can get all of the stuff that is available for your vehicle over there. They do so much cool stuff, man. They have a whole bunch of really cool stuff that you can just really mod out your vehicle. Thank you to the guys at DynoJet as well. They're not a sponsor of the show yet, but we're working on some stuff with them. Thank you very much, Matt, over there at DynoJet, for hooking up one of our listeners or audience members. He actually was from Tucson, too, that won.
No way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I didn't even have to ship it. I just met up with him.
Sweet. I bet he's stoked. Did he get it all going?
So he got it all dialed in and installed a Stage 2 performance tuning kit, and it flashes the ECU, it does the clutch tuning, all that stuff, for a Polaris RZR XP Pro. And he put it all together, and he got it going. And he's been posting some stuff on Instagram and tagging us, so I've been sharing it. And he said it's like wicked better. Like, it's so much better. And so he's like, it woke the car up. It made it so much better. I was like, sweet, man. Once you go take it out in the desert, because it's really hot right now, but once you take it out, do some videos. And he's like, yeah, that's the next thing, dude. It's going to be sweet.
Awesome.
So thank you very much to Edwin for doing all that stuff. And thank you guys thanks you guys at DynoJet for supplying that to our audience members. We're going to have another giveaway. Casey's got some hats over there. We have some new Dirt Life hats. Unfortunately, they all sold out in less than 24 hours. So we don't have any hats left for anybody to pick up. But we have one of our audience members, Billy Slade, as doing a bunch of giveaways with Rigid and a bunch of other companies, and he asked to do a giveaway. So we sent him, before they were all sold out, we sent him 2 hats that he can give away. So he's going to do some stuff on social media and post it over the next 3 or 4 days or whatever, maybe sometime this week, and we'll have him on next week, and we'll do a giveaway for those 2 hats. So those are going to be kind of like what you said about the DynoJet thing, because it was back ordered.
Yeah.
Well, nobody can get the hats anymore. They're gone. So definitely pay attention to his post.
Nice.
And so we had one of your buddies. You referred him. His name's Jesse in El Paso, right? That made the hats. And we actually got a surprise for you, dude.
Oh man, look at that! Are you kidding me?
So for those that are on the audio version of the show,
awesome.
We got Casey a custom Dirt Life hat made that's yellow and orange, which are his racing colors.
Yep, everybody knows it.
So hold it a little closer to the screen so people can see that bad boy. So
you're the man, Jess.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jesse, for doing that stuff. So this thing is really cool because I don't even get a custom hat, dude. And it's one of a kind. There's no other ones made like that, dude. So it's pretty rad. It's all black, and it's got the fluorescent yellow outline and orange. So it's pretty sweet, man. It'll be neat to be able to wear that next week, too, like when we have Adam Drake on, because it'll be like RC episode.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, Jesse, for doing that. Really appreciate it.
Love ya.
And one of the other things before we get Steve calling in, what time is it? Yeah, we got a couple minutes. So you actually helped out quite a bit with this. I think it's going to be super cool on maybe sometime later this week. You and I are going to go mountain bike riding, and I could test out an e-bike, like really try it out. So I'm pumped, dude. I'm really pumped.
It's going to be sweet.
I think it will be too. And I can't wait. So it's going to be cool. So we're going to go and test that bad boy out. We're going to do a little Dirt Life video vlog or something with it. And I really want to see like what other people's thoughts are on it too after we go out. Because, I don't know, there's like a lot of people that do and don't like them, right?
Yeah, there's definitely the controversy between.
But what is it all about? Like, I figured if you're riding a bike, you're having fun, right?
Yeah, but some people get crazy.
Like if you're out there just ripping it up or something?
Yeah, I think maybe a lot of the trail conservation types, I think they think that a motor is going to destroy the trail.
But it's a tire that destroys the trail.
But it's not, I mean, a tire with a motor.
Oh, I got you.
It's not like you can drop the clutch and
hammer down,
tear stuff up.
Yeah.
It just would be like somebody that's all yoked riding, really.
That's really that's really strong, ripping it up.
Totally.
Well, I'm excited to go try it. I think it'll be super fun. It'll be neat to get back on the trails and stuff. So
I think Broadway's going to want to hear how it goes, too. I think they're going to be pretty pumped.
Well, thank you for lining all that stuff up, and thanks, Scott, obviously, over at Broadway Bicycles here in Tucson for doing that. So if you guys do need anything for your bicycles, go cruise over there and help say thank you to him, because he's obviously doing something nice for us. So it'll be cool. I wish we had some hats left over. We could give him one. Okay, so our main deal tonight is just talking about Supercross, dude. Like, first of all, watching that the Supercross from yesterday, like, oh my gosh, it was badass.
Awesome race.
And did you think about like how if it was going to be that, or think that it was going to be that rad, like when you saw the mud?
No, I was bummed out.
I know.
From not last
I was
week,
thinking
from
like
Wednesday, hearing it was going to be rain, I was like, oh, man.
I was thinking like Kevin Windham Daytona, like stalling in the mud water. Like,
yeah, can you even make it to the finish? That's what I was expecting.
That's what I was expecting too. And then like I saw it raining, and I even posted on my Instagram story. I was like, shoot, it's raining. Like it's going to be toast.
Totally.
And there was even snow and hail and stuff.
Yeah, I heard up in the mountains. They're not too far away.
So I thought that was pretty crazy. But whatever that track crew, what are they called, Dirtworks or something, They must have did a freaking amazing job.
Totally.
Because they got that thing dialed. Well, did they put blankets or covers over it, right?
I'm not sure. I would bet they probably did because it was in the forecast.
So they covered it beforehand?
My bet is yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but I would guess so.
Yeah.
Too much on the line, and they're professionals at what they do, so I think they probably did.
It didn't look too bad in that first practice session or whatever. So,
right.
But I thought it was pretty sweet, man. There was a few things that I took from it, but we can ask Steve Westfall and the other guys, the experts, when they call in. But
I can't wait to get Steve's take on how much thrashing they're doing, because it's Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday. And then if you have a problem, I mean, they're prepared for anything, right? An engine swap or whatever, but like the time frame is just so shortened. My bet is that behind the scenes they're probably
Well, don't you think they would have scaled back, though? Like, instead of doing a full engine swap every race, they were letting it go, like,
right,
2 races or something, and then, like, if the riders aren't too hard on clutches, they just check them and leave them?
Right, maybe so, but what I'm getting at is, so let's say there is a catastrophic problem and they have to go to the backup,
like,
whatever.
Especially in the mud?
Right. Now they know there's still 2 weeks to go with 5 more rounds or however many are left, 4 more. And now you have to conserve. Maybe they're totally good, but it almost seems like to me you're almost starting to do inventory. Like, hey, we only have 1 more engine or 2 more engines or 3 more, whatever it is. Different than how it normally been, because there'd be a week between.
I wonder if they have people that are driving back shuttling parts then.
Yeah, I wonder.
Because that's quicker than shipping them.
Yeah, right.
From Salt Lake to Southern California.
No kidding.
It wouldn't be too bad because it's only a day and a half drive, right?
Plus UPS is going to lose it right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So it'll be interesting to see what he says.
Yeah.
But I think overall, like in basically the whole last 2 races that they did, well, first of all, I'm stoked that the West Coast guys get to start this week. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's going to be totally different, yeah.
Yeah, because it won't be just McElrath and Sexton. It'll be some other guys. And both Lawrence brothers, the Australians are back.
That is cool.
So that'll be pretty cool.
Yep.
But the last 2 races were surprisingly better than the first Salt Lake race. Like, it got better because the track got better at the second Salt Lake race on Sunday or on Wednesday. And the track was way better. Like, they, treated it better and prepped it better. And the race
and the moisture got to stay in because
it was closer to nighttime.
Yep.
And it was just way, way better. And the guys they charged way harder. It was just a way better race. And that was cool to see Josh Shorter's boy, Cooper Webb, win. And obviously Shane McElrath, he got one too. So Thor was on the top of the box.
They were, yeah.
So that was cool. I actually texted Josh today and asked him if he wanted to come on the show, but he wasn't able to. He's closing on a new house.
Nice.
But
congrats.
but he's like, why didn't you ask me last time? Because when we scored 2 victories.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. But and then when we think the racing's going to get crappier, like in the mud, it like got turned to an 11.
It's weird too because it seemed like all that drama played out like a little bit later. Like,
what do you mean?
The beginning of the race was like, okay, it's pretty good, but that crazy between those two, Webb and Tomac.
It was literally like they were scripting a ballet.
It was awesome.
It was like kind of started out good, and then it's like escalating,
That's
and then
what
all of a sudden it was like the show ending.
I just didn't think it was going to get to that point. I thought, okay, he's going to get around him, and then we're good to go. And then it was like, what? I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I kind of do too. And like even at the press conference, like I usually try to watch the press conference because I think that's super interesting to hear them answer the questions.
It's cool that they do that. Yeah.
And they were doing it on FaceTime, so it kind of sucks. But here we got Steve calling in, so we'll get him on real quick. So I thought it was pretty sweet. Steve Westfall, you there, bud?
Yep. What's happening? How's it going, guys?
What's up, man? How you been? Crazy?
Yeah. Stuck in a hotel.
Do you guys get Airbnb or did you guys get a hotel?
No, we're all in hotels. The rate's pretty cheap, so it just made a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, how are you guys doing? Good?
Good, man. So the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna racing team has been doing pretty good. Though Casey and I were just talking about it. The last 2 races were, I don't know, man. They were pretty exciting for you guys, to say the least. Zacho's been getting some pretty good starts. Anderson has just been, like, turned up, man. So you guys been doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's been good. All of the guys have been good. Even Jalik in the lights class,
he was awesome.
Everybody's got he's a rookie. Yeah, there's some rookies in there that may have had a couple better finishes, but he's been consistent, and consistency is what will put you at the top at the end of the day. So just need to work on a couple things with him. And I mean, honestly, his corner speed is phenomenal. If they show him and you watch him, and you ever get a chance to, his corner speed is really good. Just need to, fine tune a couple things, which I know Timmy Ferry will handle that. No problem.
Tune
and
him
then,
up.
yep. And then the 3,450 guys have been on it. So, honestly, no complaints across the board.
Yeah, I was wondering what you brought. Did you bring something to put in the water or what?
Yeah,
like it was
offering them cookies if they win.
Super pumped to see it. Yeah.
Jalik does sneak those in, but no, I mean it's just keeping the mood light and just having fun. I mean,
good.
Like last time when we talked, I mean at the end of the day we're racing dirt bikes. We're not putting men on the moon, so
right.
Everybody enjoys riding dirt bikes at the end of the day, so you just got to keep it as fun as possible.
I think that's cool that you deal with it like that. But I know that all the guys put a lot of pressure on themselves. What was the we were wondering how it is if you guys are like just hustling the whole time behind the scenes to get the bikes ready, and as far as like management goes and what the procedures are like isn't there so much different stuff happening in the behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean we so our schedule is we race Sunday. We built today just because of the mud race. Usually we build the day before the race, so we'll all take tomorrow off. We'll race Wednesday. We'll take Thursday off, go to the practice track on Friday and ride, for 3 hours or whatever, and then build again on Saturday, race again on Sunday, take Monday off. Unless it rains, we try not to build right after, only because it just helps the guys, I mean, race day is long,
right.
At the end of the day. So, but yeah, that's basically the schedule in a nutshell.
How are all the guys
just
taking
being away
it?
from the family's hard.
Yeah, I'll bet.
What's that?
How are all the guys taking it? And that was kind of the same question, or you already answered a little bit of it. It's being away from the family, but are all the guys working harder, or is it all hands on deck?
It's the same. I mean, we knew that we were going to be here for 7 rounds, so we put enough parts on the truck that
nice.
We didn't have to ship anything. Hopefully, we've been pretty good so far. So, yeah, I mean, we knew we were going to be here for seven rounds. So just trying to cut costs as much as possible, obviously, with what had happened over the past, 2 months. We're just all thankful and happy that we're racing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're thankful and pumped to be watching it for sure.
Especially with all the excitement that's happening at the races. Like, I mean,
right.
You guys get to watch pretty close up, but man, it was like the last couple times, like your guys have just been starting off so good, man. Even in the heat races, the guys are doing good.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, the whole crew's, we've all put 110% in, and, try to surround yourself with the best crew as possible. And I have those guys, so I can't be more thankful for the effort that they put in. Awesome. Day in and day out.
Yeah. And all this prep, obviously, I didn't even think of that. Like, of course they know. How many times have you done this? You know exactly what parts you need per round. So that answers a little bit of our question, or my question, where I was thinking, we were just talking about it. Okay, so you go out, do your thing, and then are you like, well, you know what? We're not going to replace everything we normally do because we're in a little bit of a crunch, but obviously not. You're like, we know what we need and we're going to bring it, so we're good to go. So you're giving them the best chance every time they start it, is my guess.
Yes. I mean, they have everything that, it's no different if it was, every Saturday. We do it even though, it's every 2 or 3 days or whatever, 3 to 4 days we're racing, it's the same.
Right.
Nothing changes on that end.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's not like you have to conserve parts or do anything like that. You just keep going the same as usual.
No, yeah, it's the same as usual. We just, their lives are in our hands at the end of the day, so you
Right.
can't take any chances.
No, that's perfectly put.
All right, so
Yep.
one of the main questions that I had, because it looks like you guys are having at least trying to get out and have some fun up there, like how's the mountain
Yep.
biking up there, dude?
I don't go. I'm probably one of the only ones that doesn't go. All the other guys go, and they love it. They have a blast. I go fishing.
I was
So,
going to ask
Yeah,
that.
good.
That was my follow-up
So
question.
you've gotten to. That's probably the first couple times
Yeah.
in months, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, I went fishing 3 times since I've been here, and it's been fun.
Has
So,
the fishing been pretty good?
It was the first day, but then the water level came up. It changes. The conditions change. There's a bunch of smallmouth up here, so and I love smallmouth fishing just from back home. So it's fun to catch those little brown guys. They're fun.
Has anybody else been fishing? I know Malcolm Stewart likes fishing. Has anybody else gone with you or gone up there?
No, 2 of my other mechanics have gone with me.
Oh, cool.
And that's it. Yeah, because we have to social distance ourselves. If you're not in our group, you can't be with us, if that makes sense. Like, there's protocols and stuff that we have to go by. So
Right.
if you're not on the list for our team, you technically aren't supposed to be with us.
I gotcha. Yeah, so your close-knit people is who you can hang out with. Well, that's all right, though. You guys got a decent crew with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's 20 of us with the riders and the girlfriends and the crew, so it's pretty big.
And that's cool that you guys are keeping your own distance, though, like what you said with the hotels. I've seen a bunch of people are like all like slumber party, shacking up, whatever you want to call it, all in different Airbnbs and stuff. That's kind of nice that everybody on your team doesn't have to be all together all the time.
Well, that was part of my thought behind it, to be honest with you, was, if we're all in an Airbnb, we all get along, right? We got to spend a lot of time together as it is. And then to be able to go back to your own room and just be able to do whatever you want to do is easier to be in an Airbnb. And then, somebody wants to watch something on TV, but you want to watch something else, not that there's sports on. So
Right.
for me, it really doesn't matter. But, yeah, it just, I just think it's best. Personally.
It sure sounds like it. It's obviously making a difference. I mean, whether it's all at that level, I'm sure you agree. It's all the little things, right? Especially with a bunch of professional athletes that all have, play head games and whatever. I would imagine exactly what you're saying is probably huge to them.
The results are what proves it. I mean,
absolutely.
They're doing good. How has it been with the bikes? Like, you guys have to do any different tuning or anything like that because of the elevations and stuff, or did you guys just have settings from last year and just go with that?
Yeah, we just kind of got off of what we did in 18 when we were here, and we just stuck with that, and seems to be working, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and how about all the guys? How about all the guys' health at elevation? Doing good?
Yeah, they're good. Jason actually went back to New Mexico for a couple of weeks prior to this because he gets altitude sickness. So, where he's originally from, he went back there and rode for 2 weeks, I think it was, just to kind of get used to it and whatnot. And then he's been good here.
Yeah,
so.
Great idea.
Yeah, that's really cool that everybody's getting prepared and stuff. You can see it in the results, though. I mean, like, I don't know if Steve can tell us, but I mean, the difference in the way that Anderson and Osborne and Dean's riding better, but at least those two, Anderson and Osborne, it's like they hit another gear, like in the last 3 or 4 races. Yeah, totally. You know what I mean?
I wonder, is some of it, Steve, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, is some of it maybe that, you know how as a pro moto guy, you're never 100%, even if you look like you are. You're always coming off that last injury, like we talked before. Is it maybe some of it,
especially Zach?
Yeah, exactly. Is it maybe that now, like literally 100% of all the garbage was cleaned up? Maybe they're like literally 100%. Maybe that's part of it too.
Feeling better.
Yeah.
They probably are. Like, I know for Zach, it was good for him to have that little bit of break.
Right.
Obviously, so he could finish Supercross.
Sure.
Just everybody's just, kind of, I don't know how to explain it. They're just coming into their own, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we try to keep it fun, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it. Dean has been doing really well, qualifying, exceptionally well every weekend. And, this weekend he spun off. He was buried way in the back and still came all the way to 6th. You know,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. I know
that's
that
true.
it doesn't show on TV, but
yeah, good point.
you know, if he gets up, you know, gets a start like he has been, I think, you know, all three of them could be in the top 5, no problem. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. We got to say hi to Brian Hawkins. He just joined us, and Logan Bernstein. What's up, dudes? And B-Rat joined us too, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'll put it on at the break.
So, Steve, one of the questions that I had, and I think I already know the answer in my head, that things will change in the Supercross future. Like, what I mean by that is next year, different things will be implemented. I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing to be racing in the same place for more than just one weekend. Like maybe 3 weeks, 2 races every week is a little bit much and a little bit taxing on the teams. But I think there's different allocation of resources, different allocation of funds, different motivation levels for riders, a little bit more of stability, like a bunch of different positives that you can throw in here. I don't really know the negatives because I'm not behind the scenes like you, but do you think there's positives and negatives that come with maybe some changes that could be happening in the future?
I mean, maybe. I mean, the Dirtworks guys have done a great job at, you know, trying to change the track with, you know, how much time they have,
right?
You know, and like this weekend was a prime example. You know, I mean, it rained and, you know, the track was still really good.
Mm-hmm.
It did get rutted, you know, and whatnot, but it's expected with the rain. I mean, for the riders, I mean, they don't seem to mind it so much so far. I mean, they haven't really said anything. I think the only negative I would say out of the whole thing is just being away from your family for this long.
Yeah.
And if they were to implement something like that next year, you know, I think that would be the only negative that I could see out of it all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, being away, you know, I haven't seen my wife and kids in almost 2 weeks. So,
well, that's part of the process with the health restriction stuff. So I can understand that, but like let's just take the health equation, the portion out of the equation, and let's just say that you don't have to be away from your family, but the truck stays in one spot, and they have 2 weekends in a row of Salt Lake, and then the next 2 weekends in a row are Southern California, and then the next 2 are somewhere on the East Coast or whatever it is. Like things, just little changes like that, but the majority of people can still do the same routine and go back and see their family during the week. But stuff like that, like little changes, I think could potentially be positive, and especially for in quotes privateer life, so the privateers don't have to drive that far. Like I think there could be a bunch of different
cost
things. Yeah,
right.
And
like cost wise is for sure, like budgets and stuff like that, and even for the privateers, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it would help them for sure 100%, because you know, you could, in some ways, you know, I don't know how some privateer, but for us, like, you know, budget wise, not driving a semi from one to another and just leaving it in one spot's way cheaper than going all the way to the next venue.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
So that's why I was thinking, like maybe, and I'm not anywhere close to the Feld guys, but maybe there could be some positives that come out of it. Even on the side, like let's just say it's a pretty close race, like it's close to, I don't know, St. Louis, and it's close to your area. You don't actually have to go home. You can stay there for the week, and you can, I don't know, you're a factory rider, you can visit with some family that lives there, or you can stay for the week and go, you know, mountain bike riding and stay on a more regimented schedule. Or I think there's tons and tons of positives that could come from it, but I don't know what the inner workings are with Feld and the race teams and stuff like that to help with things like this. I just thought that maybe it was I don't know, a nudge to be able to offer up different suggestions.
Yeah, I mean, it could be positives, you know, in it, just from, you know, it could help on their cost too at the end of the day, you know, Feld's.
Yeah, exactly. I would just hate to see them go like start up next year at the Supercross series and just be like, oh, it's all back to normal. We're going to the way we did it as in the old days. Like, here we go again.
They probably will. Because looking at it from their standpoint, though, you know, they want to try to travel to all these different cities. Because
right.
And I'm just thinking hypothetically, and I don't know for sure, but, you know, if we were to have fans at every single one of these rounds, I bet you the attendance drops.
Yeah,
where when they start moving around,
huge point. Yep.
You know, and then that's kind of what that's what brings in the money for them as well. So,
yeah, it makes sense. So like, oh, they're coming to our city this week, and then the next week, and they're like, oh, they were here last week.
Yeah,
later.
we're over it.
Yeah, we're not going.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
I mean, that would be a negative to it.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's probably all kinds of stuff that we don't know about. I do think it's cool, though, that there's a different way to look at it. And coming from just a pure fan point of view and just being able to see it on TV, obviously none of us can go up there and participate live. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing races twice a week. It's really exciting for us because now we have two things to look forward to, something to look forward to on the weekend and something to look forward to during the middle of the week. And I know a lot of people aren't working right now, but people like Casey and I, we're working like double overtime, so it's cool to break up our weeks.
Definitely.
Right. No, I bet. Yeah, I mean, I know that they said that the ratings have been good, so that's a positive.
Yeah, good.
It helps our sport.
Yep.
That's huge.
For sure.
Well, and the racing was fantastic last week, so
it really was,
or whenever that was yesterday. So, I could.
How much of the actual race did you get to catch aside from your guys? Did you get to see any of the Tomac web battle?
It's too hard, honestly.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Just
Focus.
250 class. I got one guy, so I could focus on one, and then trying to three guys in the 450 class, and you're trying to watch, all three of them. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You're trying to watch three guys go around the track. You're like, okay, there's that. Yep. Oh, no. Like you're like, oh crap, I missed. You know what I'm saying? I missed him there and whatnot. Just certain sections of the track.
Where are they putting you guys at to watch?
How would I explain it? If they go off the start, like if you remember Sunday when they went off the start and they went in between the finish line.
Yeah.
And then they went off, that rhythm lane, and then they turned right and they went down that long rhythm lane before the triple. We're in those stands right there.
Oh, okay. So it's not too bad then. You can see pretty good.
Yeah, but they have us up higher. They want us up a little bit higher, and we have to sit 5 seats apart. And yeah, they're
so radios are like super important this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We
have headsets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's the West Coast guys that you have starting on Wednesday?
Mosman, Michael.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's right.
So you'll have the same amount of riders on the track then, not an increase.
Yep. No increase. Just East-West shootout.
It seems so long ago for West, doesn't it? Like it's like a whole new season. All of a sudden,
it's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty cool though. I know the guys are pumped. So our featured guest tonight is Derek Drake of the TroyLee RedBull KTM team, and I talked to him a little bit this week. He's amped up to get going again. So I can only imagine what like Mosman and all those guys. They're probably just like chomping at the bit to get back out there.
Yeah, no, Michael's super excited. He should be. I was down in Florida 3 weeks ago, probably or so, and he's riding really well. So I hope he can, do well and get on the box would be nice. But top 5 is good as well. So especially the West Coast class, everybody's there.
Yeah,
everybody's back. Everybody's healthy. So
yeah,
I mean, you don't know how it's gonna pan out.
Yeah. Speaking of healthy, how's RJ doing?
Good. He started to actually rode today. Just like a little turn track or whatever. So he can do that for 2 weeks. And then he gets goes to the doctors, back to the doctors just to make sure everything's good. And then he should get cleared. So,
sweet, man. Oh, what it would be like to be young and healthy.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, for sure.
Us poor old guys. Hey, I was going to talk to you, too, because I saw you posted on some social media stuff with your little guys jumping the KTM e-bikes. What are they called, like a SX50 or SX5 or something like that?
The Husky one's an EE5. So,
that's what, okay.
Yep, they call it an EE5. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the future, honestly.
How are they, though? Like, are they pretty cool?
Yeah, I mean, that thing, like, I wrote it. Not supposed to, but I wrote it.
Disclaimer.
That thing is fast.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it is fast. You put that thing on 6, and it's pretty fast. I don't know. You can ask Derek if he's rode one yet when you talk to him, but Yeah, it's impressive for how fast that
Have you
thing
seen
is.
them, Casey?
Yeah, they're pretty
So
sweet.
they're it looks like a little 50, but it's got like little different stages, so you can raise it and lower it.
Oh,
like,
I didn't realize that.
As the kid grows.
That's
so it's
sweet.
not like
That's smart.
Yeah, and then you can turn it up to different levels, so it has 1 through 6 level, and obviously 6 is the fastest and 1's the lowest. But I think there's restrictions that you can put on. So if it's like the dude's first time riding, he can be all the way low to the ground in like number 1 setting, and so I've been looking at them honestly because I do a lot of filming videos at side-by-side races, and you can always hear the little CRF 110 in the background putting like
you won't hear that
of the video. And I was like, shoot, I could get like a little electric bike and go around. You wouldn't even be able to hear it. The video would be super crystal clear.
Nice.
You wouldn't hear it. You would not hear it. It's crazy how like that thing is so quiet. I mean, you hear the chain noise.
Oh, really?
That's all you hear.
Dude,
yeah,
that
it's
way
crazy.
It's not like I'm shredding when I'm filming stuff. So the question that I had, my buying preference or whatever, like the reason I would or wouldn't buy it, Steve, was because I didn't know if the seat was comfortable. I'm an old guy.
You
I
can
want
change
the
out
lazy
the
boy.
foam if you really wanted to.
Yeah, have Guts Racing put a big old one.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it exactly.
What the
guys
boys-
at Guts, they can dial you in.
What'd the boys
For
think
sure.
of it? I'm sure they thought it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, they love it. The Parker, the older one, he runs it on 5, sometimes 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
5 is a little bit, it's a little more linear. Like it ramps up slower,
Mm-hmm.
just as fast, but it's more controlled. When he's
Gotcha.
on 6, it's just the wheel just breaks loose because at that age they haven't quite figured out the throttle control.
Right.
You know. And then the little one, he'll ride it on 3, and he was jumping that jump or whatever on 3. So
The one
I
that
mean,
you
it's got
posted on
plenty of
social.
power. Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
he aired it out pretty big too.
That's Ezra.
Yeah,
Right?
that's Ezra. Yeah,
He's got the name for it.
he doesn't care.
Sweet.
That is pretty
Yeah.
cool. What does the wife think about it? She likes it for the boys too?
Yeah, she doesn't mind it. I mean, she's all right with it. Whatever they want to do at the end of the day is I'm okay with, you know. I really, you know, this bicycle thing that they've got going and stuff like that, you know, I really hope that they continue to keep doing that for, you know, a few more years or so because of the skill level that they can get from just riding a bicycle
Totally.
is like, it'll take it, you know, it all transitions into, you know, into a dirt bike, and they just don't understand that right now. And I wish they would, but
I watched a documentary the other day on McGrath, like it was actually like on McGrath and his dad's relationship or something. And so they were talking about how Jack McGrath would always make Jeremy, or Jeremy obviously wanted to too, but like push Jeremy to ride his bicycle more because it gave him so much more control on the motorcycle. And, you know, like over the past 10 years, everybody talks about James Stewart and the Bubba Scrub and stuff. Well, since it was less social media and less telephones and video and stuff when Jeremy's era was around, we really didn't see that stuff. Like, he didn't invent anything because there wasn't like all these social media videos, right? But truthfully, he did. Like,
he
Carmichael
totally
invented
did.
all the training and stuff, but like McGrath and his dad, like, focused so much on the way that you ride the motorcycle and how you can wheelie over stuff
doubt.
and change the way that you actually maneuver the bike, like manual things. And so I totally agree with what Steve's saying.
Jumping way lower. Not quite.
Pushing
Bubba
forward
Scrub
instead of
style.
up.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge.
It makes a big difference, so that's cool.
yeah, no, I can see it when they ride. They probably don't notice it, but you know, when they started riding their bicycles and they get on a dirt bike and then they ride their bicycle a little bit, and like you can see some of the things like click. They don't know what's happening.
Right.
You know, they don't know why, but it's because of the bicycle.
Sure.
That's pretty neat. Can you tell that, like, if when you see different riders on the track, like let's just put a couple different people on as example, like let's just say a Barsha, a Malcolm Stewart, and Jason Anderson. Like, can you look at somebody like those three guys and be like, wow, like that guy would be better at riding a bicycle than the other guys because you can see the way they push forward or whatever?
Yeah, like I don't know the other two's background too well, but like Jason, you know, like, I mean, he has a bicycle skill. I don't think he really notices it, but some things that he does over some of the obstacles and stuff is like from bicycles. But like if you take, I'll use Christian Craig as an example. He used to race BMX.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch some of the things he does on his dirt bike, he's learned it's all from that.
Right. It's like they float around. Like watching those big guys on 20-inch bikes, they just float around.
So at Salt Lake,
it's so cool.
At Salt Lake 2, there was like 4 rollers or 5 rollers in front of that big triple, and they were pretty small. But I watched Anderson in qualifying practice, and the way he was like basically scrubbing. He would take his inside foot off, push the bike over like you would on a BMX bike, and push the bike through those little bumps going up to the triple. And he hit the triple, like, I swear, probably
Mach
like
10.
At least 4 or 5 miles an hour faster than everybody else, and had to push down so hard on that triple because he hit it with so much speed.
That's sweet.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You're gonna learn a lot from a bicycle. Anybody listening?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, as crazy as it sounds, but you can.
All right, so what's the plan? We're going to let you go right here, but what's the plan for the rest of the week, dude?
Getting ready to go to dinner right now. Me, Jalik, Murph, and Jed. We're going to go get some dinner and then come back to the hotel, and then tomorrow is the day off. We're just going to hang out and then have a fun Wednesday. And hopefully you guys enjoy the races, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we will.
We will.
I'm sure we'll be texting you during the week. So, well, thanks a lot for hanging out with us, bud. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Take it easy, man. Good luck to all the
All
boys
right,
on
see you
Wednesday.
guys.
Later.
See ya.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See ya.
Take it.
Dang, it's crazy how these conversations like turn out, because like we just wanted to talk about it, but like it's really insane to me because coming from a racer's point of view, I don't know if you feel the same way as I do, but like right now, like I'm thinking the next time we go on a bicycle ride, how I can be better with the things that he was just talking about.
Sure.
Like, what can we do? Can I lean forward more to go through a corner?
Right.
Like, can I put more traction on the back wheel? Like, it's neat to understand that he sees all that, but that's why he's the manager, right?
Yeah.
Because he can see every one of his guys,
Yeah.
his riders, just like he sees in his kids.
Yep.
The improvements, the things that they're doing, the different skill sets. Like,
I wonder with him, I think this is the whole thing is a recipe for success of why they're kicking butt and you know, looking. I mean, they're always good, right? But there's definitely something different, it seems like. And I think it's all together. It's all the little things that are building up and being better. But maybe one of the huge things is that guy is like so observant.
yeah.
And he's so in tune to like the whole program. Maybe that it's just like
Steve really is.
yeah,
man.
maybe it's just like some of those conversations because they're together way more than they would be normally. I mean, they're still doing what they normally do, but it's more. It's like amplified. So I wonder maybe he's like more of a pivotal person than he really thinks. You know
I don't.
mean?
Well, he doesn't give himself enough credit. He's really humble with it, but like he's doing a really good job. I mean, and you can imagine having all those guys in one place for 3 weeks. That's gonna be like babysitting, you know. Like,
no, I think that's the other reason he's got to get out and get a little fishing.
yeah, exactly. Well, dude, kudos to them because they've been kicking butt. All right, well, we're going to get Derek Drake on the line in just a few minutes here, so we're going to go to a commercial break. We will see you guys in just a minute.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Yeah, finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like, let's say, a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up.
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah, also as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel, and then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything, so that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period. Yeah, we are back. We got our buddy Derek Drake on the line. What's up, Derek?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good. Everything's going really good over here, man. We're just pumped that Supercross is back. Well, for our audience members that haven't heard of Derek's name or don't know who Derek is a multi-time amateur national champion. He's done some awesome stuff coming up through the ranks as a kid, and he's got a pretty cool story as far as like getting his we'll call it factory ride, and it's pretty bitchin', man. It's super cool to see how much effort he puts into his racing program and the things that he's doing now. He's just getting ready to get back to Supercross racing this Wednesday. So, man, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us tonight, Derek.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
So, how's things going up there in Salt Lake right now? I know it's weird times, dude.
It is weird times. It's different for sure. the weather's actually been really cold and rainy these past couple days, but it's supposed to be in like the 90s midweek. So definitely a huge change of weather, but I'm ready for the sunshine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, being from Southern California, you're like totally ready for it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You need that west weather. Let's go.
Yeah. Did you bring a sweater? Well, you got one on now, but
Yeah, I got one on. I only brought this in a windbreaker, so
I was gonna say,
wasn't prepared too much.
who came with you in your crew? Like, what's the limitations?
It was just me and my girlfriend Hannah, and then the team's got, I think they're allowed 20 personnel, so the team can pretty much bring their whole crew, and the trainers are here too.
Oh, right on. So you guys got trainers there too. That's cool. Did you guys bring bikes and stuff so you guys can go hit the trails?
Yeah, I brought my mountain bike and road bike, so hopefully I get out to do some of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably too cold to do it now, but at least maybe after you guys race on Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in like a recovery ride. Casey and I did a little bit of bicycle riding yesterday. It was kind of a recovery ride for him, but he smoked me.
How long have you guys been up there? Did I miss that part? You West guys.
Yeah, I got up here Saturday.
Okay.
I drove up Saturday morning and got here Saturday evening, and just been hanging out. I think we're gonna go ride tomorrow, break in the race bikes. We got a little practice Supercross track out like 35 minutes away, so we'll hit that up tomorrow, shake everything down, and then go race in Wednesday.
Awesome.
Dude, are you stoked?
Yeah,
I'll bet.
I'm pumped to get back at it for sure.
Understatement, I'm sure, of the century.
Well, how's the season been going so far for you?
It's been going good. It's way different than anything I've ever experienced. But yeah, I'm getting used to it, and I'm ready to knock out these last 3 races.
It's going to be pretty cool. I think, like, we were just talking with Steve Westfall of Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Racing Team.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of brings me back to the amateur days where you go out and camp out for the 2 weeks or a week that you're there, and you race every day. So yeah, it brings me back to the Loretta's and Texas, and yeah, it's camping out, but I got an Airbnb this time.
Glamping out?
Glamping out.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Pro
Well,
rank's a little different.
we were going to talk with Jesse Nelson a little bit and get his take about like what it was like living with you and stuff like that. And because thank you very much for Jesse getting you lined up to do the show. I called Jesse the new Ari Gold because he's like helping Derek get on the show and like all that stuff. It's pretty rad, dude.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
So one of the things that we wanted to ask, because I'm really interested in this, is did you ever have a PW50?
I had a Suzuki version of it. It's a JR50.
There you go.
Good enough. That's good enough for me.
It's pretty much the same thing. We had like some side-by-side racers and stuff on. One of her name was Shelby Anderson, and she's from Riverside actually, but she was telling us that like her mom wasn't too stoked.
Well, that's what she started on.
Yeah, because she started on the.
Yeah, but her mom was over it.
So her mom like hid it from her and wouldn't let her ride it anymore.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. Like, what got you into doing motorsports and stuff, man? Did you have family and?
Yeah, my whole family is motorsports. My whole dad's side is. My uncle races cars, late models, dirt track stuff, and my cousin races dirt track also. And I just got brought into, things with motors in it. So my dad got me a JR50 on my 3rd birthday, and yeah, it's been a crazy long ride, short ride. It seems like to pro ranks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so you and I had a little conversation earlier this week, and he's been riding at his young age still more than both of us like did in our whole time riding. So it's pretty cool to see that because like he still thinks it's like not enough yet, right?
Sure.
And so like my dirt bike riding tenure was only 7 years. Like that's as much as I ever rode 2 wheels. And then Casey's was probably just a little bit over that maybe, but not much, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's cool to see that you've been at it for so long and keeping up on it because there's a lot of people that could get burnt out, take breaks and stuff like that, but it's rad that you're still so amped on it.
Yeah, definitely. Like one thing about it, you can go to the same tracks, every week, but it's a different day and it's a different it's a different day every single day you're on the bike. So it keeps it new. Like the track be prep different. It keeps it new every time you swing a leg over a bike. But the things that I like to do to keep it fresh and fun for me is just go riding out on the hills and trail riding. And that's what I love to do. Is I love trail riding. I love going out on like my dual sport and just hill climbs and just rocks and logs and going through rivers and stuff. And that's what I love to do. So being on the and I think it helps me ride dirt bikes too, like motocross. So I love doing that to keep it fresh.
Oh, dude, I could only imagine. So I think you and I just became best friends because that's what I've been trying to get into. Like I bought a 450L, a Honda 450L, and I started dual sport riding after I got hurt. But I think I was gonna like it because I'm always like like typical moto dude. Like I wouldn't say the same thing you did before this. I'd be like, nah, it's not going to a track. It sucks. But then I started doing it, and I was like, holy crap. And I told him, I was like, dude, this dual sport stuff, like, even though it might seem kind of cheesy, it's rad.
No, it sounds fun to me for sure.
Yeah, it's the best. You're just on the road, and then you see a trail right there. Like, swerve off the road real quick. Let's go hit this hill or go down this gnarly downhill. It's just keep it fun.
Which bike do you ride then? Did you get the 6 days 450, or which one do you have?
I just have a 500 EXC KTM.
Oh, you got the 500? How's that thing?
Yeah, I love it. Best bike ever.
Really? Okay, so like I was thinking, because I got rid of my 450L already, and I was thinking what I'm going to get next, and to me it was between the 450 6 days, because it always comes dialed with all the clamps and stuff, or like the 500 EXE. Like, do you think that extra 50 cc's is worth it?
What is that 6 days? Well, how many cc's is that?
It's a 450. They have
450.
They have the 6 days. They have a 350 and a 450, but.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think it'll be that big of a difference. The 500 has good power, but with all the emissions it comes stock on and all that, it tunes it down quite a bit. So it's not like a 500 two-stroke. Like, it's not that fast. It feels like a normal stock 450 to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you just run stock exhaust and stuff, or do you get a crop of it?
Yeah, I have stock everything.
Oh, you're just running bone stock?
Sweet. Start it and go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the draw to those, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just go get her done, have fun, and put it away.
So I'm glad that we talked to you. Like, obviously we want to talk about your story, but like that's all I need. I'm good right now. Like, I can know which bike I got to get. Right. So the reason that we started this show was like because a lot of people know Derek Drake by what they see on social media. A lot of people know that by like walking around at the track and stuff. But there's a lot of people that can't talk to you and they can't really understand who you are as a person. And that's like what we really try to get like from the show is like a background and backstory and to understand who people are and what they are into and stuff like that. So I'm glad that you're opening up about the dual sport stuff, and I'm sure we'll get into some other cool stuff. After you started getting better on the JR50, what was the next step for you?
It was a CR50, and then it was a King Cobra, 05 King Cobra. So
remember those
that's
things?
what I ran for a couple of years.
Yeah, the sad part is I do, but I wasn't even.
Yeah, we were way too old for it.
I was already like, what is this? How cool is that?
They looked really cool when they came out, though.
For sure.
And the kids were ripping on those things.
Definitely.
We were just talking.
Yeah, that's like.
Go ahead.
That was like that was the main bike back then. I know everyone had a Cobra.
Yep.
Have you seen the new stuff? Like we were just talking to Steve Westfall about his kids getting on the new, I don't know what they're called, the SX5 and the EE5, I think he said.
Yeah.
But those those look sick.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Wasn't there some other? I gotta go back for a sec. Wasn't there some other 50 that was maybe just prior to that, like called an LEM or something? Am I missing something?
Yeah, there's little like
crazy.
I wouldn't say knockoff brands, but there's like side brands that weren't really popular. There's like LEM, Polini.
Okay, yeah,
Metric Kit, and they had a couple of companies try to make it 50.
But the Cobra was where it was
for
at?
sure the one. Yeah, I do kind of remember that for sure. I remember that LEM for some reason. I don't know why.
And you know that when you're a kid that's that young, you're like, dude, I gotta have the Cobra one. Like the Cobra is the way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you ripping pretty hard on those things?
No, not really. I would say I was just average. Like, I mean, I would say I was better than average, but I wasn't just like, a top dude on 50s. Really, I just kept plugging away at it. But I never really won anything until I would win stuff here and there when I was younger. But I never really started like doing really good until I was like 15.
Yeah. So at that point, you were just doing it for fun, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever get the opportunity, like in your teenage years or anything, to actually get in a car with a steering wheel and do some like dirt track or anything like that? Did you ever get the opportunity to do anything?
So I still, like, after, like, best case scenario when I'm done with all this, like, I really want to get into like cars, like Pro 2s, Pro 4s, like Razors, just really anything, like Baja stuff. But what's funny, like at my house growing up, we had a go-kart track, and I was always like, my cousins would drive go-karts all day, and like I just watched out my front yard. Like I was too young. I was like 3, 4, 5, like, and the cars were pretty fast, so I'd probably put it into a ditch pretty quick. But so, and then all that, when I was ready to drive, I was like, 8, 9 years old. Like then it kind of all faded out, so I never got to really get behind a wheel until I go to pole position and stuff, but wasn't the real deal.
How do you do a pole position against some of those fast guys?
Wax them.
Really? What about like the fastest times of the week?
I've gotten on the board a couple times for sure.
Nice, that's cool. What do you think about Jesse Nelson doing all his side-by-side stuff?
I love it. I think it's great. I have driven some Razors. I've driven his. It's kind of funky with the hand controls at first, but like my uncle has some, and I drove his, and they're a blast.
Do you like them? Yeah, so I don't know if we didn't get to discuss anything about my history or anything, but I raced for factory Yamaha in the side-by-side class in Lucas Oil Off-Road, and so we won a bunch of races and did a bunch, got podiums and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool to have that, because that's like the Supercross level of the side-by-side racing. So it was fun to be a part of that. So I was really stoked to take my dirt bike racing and transfer it, just like what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do it into off-road stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like it's definitely pretty easy to transfer moto to
anything
like off-road stuff.
Yeah. It really is, honestly.
I agree.
I was telling Casey, I don't remember when, but like from coming from dirt bikes, I didn't get into the off-road thing for like 10 years after I stopped the dirt bike stuff, or maybe even later. But you go really fast in the side-by-sides. It's not Pro 2 or Pro 4 fast, but you go super fast. Like going down the straightaways, we're getting 75, 80 miles an hour. So even at Reno, we maxed out, I think, 98 or almost 100 miles an hour coming down the front straightaway. That was pretty good.
No, that's pretty gnarly.
And going into turns and stuff. But like with the dirt bike mindset that you have, and that Casey and I have a little bit left of, is I would go down the straightaways and going into those corners in the side-by-side, and I feel like, I swear, I still feel that way right now. Like I feel like it was so slow I could eat a sandwich, like, because you're not in dirt bike mode. You know what I mean? Like you're like, when am I going to go to the next corner? Like it's taking so long.
Yep.
So I think you would do super good if you got into a side-by-side or something. I went and watched Jesse at the last Havasu Works race that they had, and it's cool to see his style compared to the other guy side-by-side guys, because Jesse was like doubling over braking bumps and like doing all this like cool rhythm stuff. Like I'm sure you would do the same thing, but you could see like when he'd go over jumps and stuff, he would hit it like full wood like you would on a dirt bike, and you can't do that because like he almost went over the bars so hard.
Yeah, you got to pin it on the base of the lip so you don't end up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But he was hitting it like moto style, so it's kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. I really think that's neat that you have ambitions after you get done with dirt bike racing. I mean, you still have tons and tons of time left with your dirt bike career. So, Well, so after you got the Cobra 50, you started obviously thinking that maybe you had a chance at being winning some amateur titles and stuff, or what was the next step?
Yeah, it's funny. Even back when I remember being 5, 6, 7 years old and watching the TV, and I was watching. It was Ricky at the time, and just in the back of my mind, I don't know what I was thinking, but back of my mind, I always knew I was going to be professional one day. Little did I know how much work and how many things had to go right to get there, but yeah, just in the back of my mind, my self conscious was just like, it's like no problem, you'll get there. So I don't know, something different about me, but yeah, super fortunate to have the support and that I have to get me to this level.
Yeah, well, you have to have support from your family and everybody, but you also have to have the mindset, right? Like you made it sound like it was pretty easy for you to do that, but you were like willing to put in all the hard work, training, practicing, doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah, and it's definitely like if someone tells me to do something, like it's not a question. Like, okay, like there's no like, oh, should I do it today or not? I'm just like, yeah, like there's no other option. So that kind of helped me through the my teenage years and just growing up. Like oh, I can't do it. I got to go on a road bike ride right now. So training was always number one, and yeah.
Yeah, so you have to prioritize everything. That's good because there's a lot of people that would slack off in that position, but you can understand what it's all. And obviously, you had your support mechanisms around you the whole time, so you see how hard everybody works around you too.
Yeah, definitely. Like there was no way I was like when it was just like me and my dad and my family. Like there's no way I was gonna like I don't. It wasn't like just let him down. Like he's putting all this effort into like my bikes and motors and suspension and all that, and there's no way like for me to pay him back was just to go out and race to my full potential on the weekends.
Yeah, exactly. And you obviously did good and stuff too, winning amateur titles and stuff.
Yeah.
You said you grew up in Southern California, right, or San Luis Obispo?
San Luis Obispo. It's on the coast. It's 4 hours north of like LA. It's and like 4 hours south of San Francisco. So it's right in the middle on the coast, Central California.
Was there really good places to ride there? I know there's off-road stuff.
The only track that we had was Zaca Station, and that was an hour south of me, and Castillo Ranch. And Castillo Ranch at the time was private. I think it still is private, but yeah, I just rode those two spots, and what really made it the riding up there was just the local like riverbeds. The riverbeds would get super dry, and I mean, well, we would go in the winter when it was wet, and they get super it's super good dirt and stuff, but it'd be really rough and just really hard on you.
Yeah, like super whooped out and just go get training effort like motos and stuff in.
Yeah, so we just rode the riverbed a lot, and that's what kind of made you a good rider.
Who was your crew that you rode with most of the time?
I rode with Jesse a couple times when I was younger, but he was always a couple years ahead of me, so I never really got to ride with him that much, because when I was in like my later teenage years where I would be able to ride with him, he was already racing Supercross down south, so I never really got the time to ride with him.
Did you call him out? You're like, bro, why'd you ditch me?
No, we weren't really that close at the time. When we got close was when I started living with him, so yeah, but we'll get to that. But I just rode with a couple buddies of mine, local guys that I grew up around.
That's pretty cool that you weren't in the hotbed.
Yeah.
And you definitely made something of yourself. That's like I was thinking in my mind. It was always NorCal and SoCal, and he was like NoCal.
Yeah,
right,
like in the middle.
That's pretty cool. But at the same time, it was probably quite the blessing that you had. You were in the middle of both, so you could go do both.
Yeah, definitely.
So we kind of had the same thing too. Like we had our own little crew that grew up in a small town in Arizona, and like we didn't know that there was that many fast people growing up. And then like we ventured out into like going to like CMC Golden States and going to Glen Helen and Paris and stuff. Like when we were younger too, like what we were talking about with you. And when we went over there, it was like a
wake up call.
Yeah, rude awakening. It was like, holy crap, these dudes are like way faster than what we thought. And so like we all had to like elevate our game so hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Did that happen to you too? Like when you went to some of the Southern California stuff, or were you guys already going pretty good?
Yeah, I was. I went down to SoCal a lot when I was younger, and I saw the competition that was down there. So I got the hang of it pretty quick.
That's good. Yeah, so like for us, we were 8 hours away, so it was a little bit more difficult. But man, I remember going over there for like our first couple races, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like we are totally getting a reality check now."
Yeah, remember how fast the novice class was? Even
it was like like the novice
like,
class was
what?
faster than what we were in a whole up a higher class.
Yeah,
too.
it was pretty crazy.
But it was neat because then when after like 6 months of riding over there, we come back and we're like way better riders. So all right, so. Your support mechanism, man, you had your family around helping you out like the whole time coming up through amateurs, right? Because you spent a lot of time with them driving across the country, doing all that stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. My dad would just load up the motorhome and go race. So we would drive to Texas, Tennessee, and obviously the local stuff down south in SoCal.
What kind of funny stories you got from that? Like I got one funny story of like my dad and I when we were driving to Loretta Lynn's, like we lost a tire on the trailer, and the axle drugged the ground, and dude, it lit up the freaking like whole freeway on fire. Like, do you guys have any crazy traveling stories?
That's what's crazy to me. All those years of driving to races and just like. All those years of driving to races every weekend, drive into Tennessee and all that, we've had zero problems. Like I would just go up, like I would sleep in the motorhome overnight when we go to like LA. Sleep in the motorhome overnight. My dad would come in at the morning, and then we would just drive off to Milestone, whatever, and race for the day, and then drive home. So super fortunate on that part. Like I've never been on the side of the road waiting for AAA to come give us a tow.
That's pretty good, man.
Sounds like your dad was quite the prepper, we'll call it. He ran
a
pretty tight ship.
Well, he owns a trucking company, so
he knows
he's got
what's
some
up.
tricks.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so he knows the open road like nobody's business.
We
huh?
are not going to have these problems.
He's trucking a lot.
Awesome.
That's cool. Did your mom load up the cooler and the refrigerator and everything, get it all dialed in? That's like the best part, dude.
Mom did that. Mom did all the food section. For sure.
Like you get up, like you're getting in the motorhome and you want to check it out before you get on the road because you're like, dude, I know I'm going to get an awesome sandwich this trip.
Yeah, frozen breakfast burritos. Just pop them in the microwave.
Yep, totally. Awesome. So, excuse me, you were traveling all across the country and going to all these races. What was your favorite race that you guys went to? I always loved Lake Whitney because the track was so awesome. And, like, Loretta's is cool because of the vibe, but I'd never thought the track was that rad. Like, I always, like, there was 2 tracks in Texas that were, like, my favorite. I forgot what the other one was, but Whitney was so sweet, man.
Yeah, I like Lake Whitney. I only went there twice, but I was super young, and I didn't really know what I was doing, so I didn't remember the track very well. But for me, what really stands out is I would say Mammoth, for sure. On my younger years, like I had so many memories at Mammoth, and I made a lot of memories there.
That track was super fun too. Did you get to race that one, Case?
Never did.
Yeah, Mammoth was really neat, and honestly, like the track was super cool. Like I remember, like hole shotting a pro moto there, and then and then I got like a lap around, and I was still like, I think I was in first or second, and my bike freaking blew up going up the hill, dude. I was so pissed.
Yeah, Mammoth is tricky because such high elevation there. It's like 9,000 feet. And everyone's bikes would just be running awful during practice day. You're stressing out. trying to get the bikes to run right, so you can get the most power, changing gearing, changing. This is a full mess on practice day. I remember every single year. God forbid we just took some notes the year before and just put them on the year next. But no, it was rewriting the whole book every single year, just trying to get some more power. And,
Nice.
my dad had just had some crazy theories on how to make the bike run faster, because that's all he cared about. Is like the motor has to be fast. So he loved horsepower, and we'd be jetting all day, and just he'd go out and prior like a couple of months we'd be testing fuel and just like, oh, this will work in some altitude. And yeah, if you test some crazy fuel, like I've never heard of like polypropylene. Yeah, it's back in the day, and just everything just to make their bike run fast. And I definitely had the fastest bikes on my two-stroke gears for sure.
Right on. Yeah, that's a good point, Case, because like all those dirt track guys, they want all the power they get it.
Dude. Yep.
Yeah.
The gummiest tires and like the most power you can get.
Oh yeah, he would have a tire slitter.
Yeah.
He'd like slit the knobbies on the tires because it's always dry and rocky, and everyone else is just looking at my tires like.
Make sure that you keep that. Don't sell that, because in 10 years or 15 years, when you want to go short course racing, you're gonna need that sucker, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
I was thinking about like I watched Salt Lake Sunday, and it was super dry. I'm like, it's like we need some.
I need my
if that's
groover.
dry for me. Like I'm telling my team, like, start cutting my tires, need some traction.
Dude, just put like V cuts in them, do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like it's in the off-road world, it's a little different, right? Because it's not like motocross or Supercross where you have a team that helps you. You get the support from the manufacturer, but you still have to have your own guys do everything. So it's like a private team, like kind of like privateer life. Yeah. So like we would be sitting out there, and I would get off work because I still had a job, and I would go out there and I would spend, like, not even joking, probably 6-7 hours slicing tires by myself.
Yep.
It takes so long, and you stink so bad afterwards. You smell like rubber so hard. And you're gonna get burned.
I remember my I remember, like, I used to go to the races with my uncle and cousin when I was younger, and like the speedway and stuff, and I just remember him being out there just grinding those tires and just like getting everything they can get out of them.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? All the differences. Oh, we got Brian Hawkins commented in. He just went up to Mammoth and did some side-by-side riding this, I think, past week or weekend. He said the views were just insane.
And it was freezing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it probably was super cold. Yeah. So one of the things that I remember most, because I only got to go to Mammoth once, and I loved it, but, well, actually two of the things that I remember most, I remember there was some super good Italian food place, like hole in the wall, that was there. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like the best Italian food I've ever had. And then above that, like, mountain biking there is off the chain.
Yeah, mountain biking there is awesome. I never had your Italian place, but I would definitely. There's this place called the Stove. It's kind of on the way to the track, and just load up on pancakes and eggs and hash browns is the best.
Nice, especially when you're a young kid, right?
yeah, just go out and just rip.
So we can start talking about some of that stuff now too. Then, like, so during those times, you obviously started seeing that your potential was pretty high. Like, you started obviously doing well at some of the amateur races. Maybe tell us a couple of the amateur highlights that you had so far, like up to this point.
Yeah. Amateur highlights. When I was 11 is when I went to Italy for, we like every year. Well, they used to do it back. I don't think they do it anymore. They used to do, like amateur, it's like the designations for amateurs.
Oh, really?
So we would have so there's a 65 class, 85 class, and a 125 class. And USA would pick their top rider from 125, top rider from 85, and top rider from 65.
Have you heard about
that,
Casey?
I got chosen out.
No. Awesome.
So I saw the Junior World Championships, and so I got picked for being the 65 rider. I was 11 at the time, and right after Loretta is when I went to Italy. And it's funny, like, because I watched some old videos, and I was like racing Hunter Lawrence, I was racing Prado,
nice,
and racing all those dudes. And I got smoked, but Team USA won because like Chris Aldridge and Joey Savacci, they won the 125 class, and then like Chase Bell and Mark Worth, I think I think Pulse Jonas actually won the 85 class, but they got like second or third. So overall, we won. USA won, but yeah, I got worked by those guys.
Dude, that's still super cool though. How would you feel like if you were an 11-year-old going and doing a big race like that overseas?
Yeah, that's awesome. And then the team wins.
Yeah, it was definitely it was definitely like I still remember that. That was an awesome time.
Put it in perspective, I got my first dirt bike when I was 12. So he was already racing overseas
World
when he was 11.
Championships.
Yeah. So that's pretty badass. I didn't even know they had those kind of races,
Yeah,
dude. That's
did not
sweet.
either.
Do they still do it?
Yeah, they haven't done it in like the past 2 years, but like 2011 through like 2017 they were doing them. Or even before me, like probably started in like 2000. I don't know.
What'd your
when they
family
started,
think when
but-
you got the invite to do that? Were they like, yeah, let's go?
Yeah, well, first they're kind of iffy about like, oh, should we go to Italy? And like, they weren't really like experts in like moto, you know, like they didn't really know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're
But,
11, so yeah, I mean, how much can
Yeah,
they know?
everything's still new, like, you know, just trying to figure this stuff out. But yeah, I mean, thankfully we ended up going, and it was a good time.
Yeah, well, that's good that your parents had an open mind to be able to let you do that, man. That's sweet. So
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys won that, but you also had some success in the United States, though, too, right? Because you won some amateur titles here. Tell us about some of those.
Yeah, and then right after that, 2011, I got into an 85. I raced Cowie 85s from 2012 to 2013. 2012, 2013. Yeah, I raced them for those 2 years, and I was okay. Just getting the hang of the 85, and then I got a KTM deal for 2014. And 2014 was a really good year, first year on the KTM, and I started showing some results and all that.
That bike was pretty sweet too, right?
Yeah, and then new KTM, like I remember that thing was so fast. The new KTM that came out with. And it
How
was
pumped
such
was
a
your
good
dad?
bike. I
Like, more
loved it.
power, yeah.
You didn't have to try.
Yeah, like, dude, this thing has more power stock than our mod Cowies. So we were pumped on that. And then 2015 is when it really started booming, I guess, and start winning pretty much everything that year.
Who was some of your competition, like going through the ranks?
Sean Cantrell, Michael Mosman, Mitchell Falk, Marchbanks. There's I can't even think of it right now, but we had a good group coming up.
Sure. Definitely.
And so for you to be able to win some amateur championships with those heavy hitters is pretty impressive, dude. So good on you to be able to do that.
Yeah, it was definitely a good day when you could pull it off.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, you go up to the starting line, you're like, dude, crap, like 5 or 6 of these guys could, like, potentially win. I better be on fire this moto. So then, like, do you start training and you start doing all that stuff? Like, you start getting some little bit of support from, was it the Orange Brigade at the time? And then you start getting these? And so did they put you on a program or, like, what's the deal?
2014, 2015, I was on the Orange Brigade program. And really the whole goal was go to Orange Brigade. The next step would be TLD KTM amateurs, and then TLD KTM for pro. So that was they laid it out in front of me when I was 15, and I said, "All right." So I hopped on board and just follow the steps.
So you told me a little bit about this story. So this is actually Casey will dig this. Tell us about like the results that you got, because you said Mammoth was like a game changer for you in 15. So give us that backstory, because that was super cool.
Yeah. So Mammoth of 2015. Like I said, I practice days, scrambles, figure out the more horsepower you can get, the better. So we found it, and I had a really good. We had a really good Mammoth, pretty much won everything there.
And what class
at the end of the week, what was that?
What classes were those that you won?
That was in Super Mini 1 and Super Mini 2, so Super Mini classes.
Got it.
And and then Mammoth, you have mini bike week and big bike week, so the big bike week is after you. So I had a good time, so I was like, oh, let's just stay another week or another couple of days to watch the big bikes, watch the pros. And I went on. They have like horseback rides there.
Nice.
So I was hop on a horse. Like I got nothing to do today.
What the heck?
So yeah, just I hopped out and did a horseback ride with like
You wear a cowboy
like,
hat?
my mom and like no.
You didn't go all
with my
official?
mom and like sister. No, and like a couple of buddies, and that was pretty cool. Just like cruising through the hills and stuff. And I got a text on my phone while I was riding the horse, and it was TK, my manager, today, and he's like, "Oh, hey, like, good job this week. Like, I really like watching you ride. Something simple." And dude, like, I was just so pumped and like.
And who he's talking
just
about is
pumped
Tyler
on it.
Keefe of the RedBull KTM team.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he texted me. I was 15 years old. I was just, just like, oh, hey, like, can I ride for you now? I was just like, let's get
Yeah.
this over with.
Let me ditch this horse and let's
Yeah.
get on a big bike.
Yeah,
I'm running back. I'm running back to the races right now. Come
Yeah.
visit me.
Right.
yeah. Have a bike ready for me with the new graphics.
So, what was the next step after that?
So after that, we went to Loretta's, and Loretta's was like 4 weeks later, and we all had to sit down in my motorhome with, it's with Tyler and the Orange Brigade team manager, and we just sat down and pretty much we verbally agreed that I'll be riding for him for the next couple of years, and I just wanted to get out of Loretta's. I just want to just go back home and ride the new bike. So got through Loretta's.
Dude, you
Yeah,
missed
got
the
to
most
Loretta's.
important part, though.
Marchbanks won. Yeah.
You were eating a sandwich when you were talking to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like having a burger. Like did not care at all.
That's so
Yeah.
funny though, but that's pretty neat that like you can get that opportunity. So imagine like when you're a kid, like, and you're going through the ranks and you put in all this work. I mean, he's been around since you started at 3, and then you were now 15. So
Yeah.
for 12 years, he's been thinking like, I'm putting in all this work. And after 12, dude, most people for 12 years in any career are like pumped to get a position, like a higher position or a promotion or something, right?
For sure.
So imagine like what he's thinking when they're like, hey, we're going to come meet in your motorhome, like at 15 years old, how amped you would be. Like, yes, like, I can't wait to talk to these dudes. Like, finally.
Yeah. I wish I could I wish I was older and like realize what was going on. Like knowing what I know now is just like, dude, like that's crazy.
And meanwhile, you were just worrying about the pickles on the hamburger.
Yeah, no pickles,
the
just
time.
cheese and ketchup only.
Yeah.
Some side of fries and some ranch.
There you go.
Yeah, and now think about like how awesome of a treat it would be to eat that same meal, right?
Yeah. I'm like, what were you thinking, dude? Like, order like some chicken and some salad.
Yeah, like put on a good plate of like really healthy stuff while the like team manager comes in.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
Yeah,
you're eating like the gnarliest
I had no
thing.
idea. Yeah, I had no idea.
Dude, so that's cool. And then so you guys verbally agreed, and you were just like, what'd you think like when they got out of the motorhome, and were you just sitting there with your family like, yes?
Yeah, definitely. But I still had like some racing to do. So, I mean, I got like Marchbanks. I just wanted to get back to California and just ride the new bike. I was done. I was like, let me go home. So I got second. Marchbanks won the title. But anyways, yeah, I got home back to California, and they made me take a break because like we've been racing and riding all year. They made me take like a 2-week break. And it was like the worst thing ever. So then finally that was over. We got to drive down to SoCal and ride the new 125. And they had a 250 there for me to try. And it was just like, I remember the 125 was stock, but it had like the new pro graphics on it. So I was just stoked. And
Dude, they're always
they had
faster
a
with
Jesse's-
good graphics.
Of course.
yeah. But the funny thing is they had Jesse's bike there for me to ride. They had his like practice 250 with like all the A-kit suspension and all like the nice, just like a full factory pro bike. And I was 15. And I remember riding that thing. I'm like, oh my God, this is the sickest bike ever. Like, no wonder these guys go so fast. I was like, dude, this like thing is riding this. Like, I remember like landing off like a flat jump, or, like over jumping something. And I'm like, gosh, like riding on pillows. Like this thing, I can hit any bump wide open, and like there's nothing. So like I just remember I swear my bikes have never felt that good since I rode Jesse's bike that day. Like I just had it sunk in my head how good that bike felt
Nice.
5 years ago.
And so like you always want that same feeling, huh?
Yeah. I'm always chasing. I've yet to get it.
Well,
So your unicorn is what year was that? Oh, no, 13. Did you say 15?
15.
So you measure everything by 15
Jesse Nelson's
KTM.
50.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude, that's cool. Hey, well, just so since you already like you want Jesse Nelson's bike, I told him that he was a shitty roommate to you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, because I was like his dad. I was telling him to clean up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, dude, like knowing what I know now, I was just an idiot. Like now that I have my own house and like all that stuff, my God, like probably should have done something better.
So that's cool though. I mean, like, and all of those things, like, it's really like it's a dream come true. Like for any teenager to be able to get those opportunities. So it's a dream come true for you to be able to go out to test those guys' bikes, to be able to ride somebody like Jesse's bike, to be able to get the opportunity to ride for a good team like that, to be able to get the opportunity to ride with guys like Jesse, or even more so to be able to live with somebody and have them as a roommate, to be able to, you're basically his prospect now. You can follow and do the things that he's already done. So how did that feel to have all those things happen? Because that's like really a lot of kids would love to have that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. It was super blessed. But and all that comes with expectations now too. You're the guy going up to the line on a factory. You're on a factory bike, and you can't let the person next to you with they're fitting with not as good as parts as you, and just not the support as much as you got. And it comes with some pressure, but it worked out well for my amateur career.
Yeah, well, and you got to give yourself, a pat on the back though too, because when you're lining up there and you you know that you have all those good parts and stuff, you also have to understand that you've done all the work too, like done the training during the week and make sure you're working out and cardio and eating right and doing all that stuff. So it's a big program change, right? Like you probably weren't doing that in the amateurs, eating a hamburger in the motorhome.
No, I wasn't really, like even in 2016, my first year on like 125s for the team, I was still pretty young, so I got away with I trained, don't get me wrong, but not like I have in the last 3 years for sure. When I turned 17 is when my whole program switched around, my 250 B year.
It was like next level.
Yeah, definitely. Like 16 was like, you can get away with it. You're on 125s and you're still young, and you still have some time till you go pro. So, but I did still train, but like I said, nothing like how it's been the last 3 years.
What was it like doing your because I know what it was like for Casey, and maybe he can expand on it a little bit more, but like well actually, so what was it like for you lining up to your first Supercross race? What did you feel like, Case?
Unprepared.
Yeah.
Right. Well, except for you've done everything that you can do.
Whether it's like high level, low level, whatever it is that you can do yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're just kind of like you said, you're next to, you name it. Like back in the day, there was always two triples on the track, right? And most of the guys could do one, and then only the factory guys were doing the other. And,
because the 125s were slower. Yeah.
Right. And I'm doing pretty good, and I've got Kevin Windham doing heel clickers over the one that we can't do. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and he's like going like way faster.
So crazy.
And then for me, it was kind of the same way too. Like I got Carmichael and Nick Way next to me, and I'm like, oh my God, these guys' bikes are just like ballistically fast. I needed your dad on my team so he could get all the power out of it.
Totally. Just the way the bikes look too, it's kind of intimidating. But for you,
because they had the factory graphics,
you felt that, so you were kind of doing the same thing. You probably didn't realize it, but you were probably in their head a little bit too. Because you had the pro'd out looking bike and full factory look. And so
what'd you feel like when you lined up?
I felt great. I felt I definitely had an upper hand.
Yeah.
Good.
That's pretty awesome, man. To go to the line with that much confidence got to be really fulfilling. Then, so what happened at your first race then? Did you do good?
My first professional race?
Yeah.
Yeah, my first professional race was Hangtown outdoors. And yeah, I actually I got 10th the first moto, which was
That's awesome.
pretty good.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it was really good. And the next moto started pouring down rain, and I was a mutter. So my clutch, like, I blew out my clutch like 10 minutes in, and I was like, bike was barely going. So like I think at like 20th that moto. But yeah, my first race was awesome, and it was at Hangtown, so it was a track I've ridden a lot. It was up in Sacramento, so I've ridden there quite a bit through my amateur years, and I knew the track really well.
Dang, that's cool, man. So have the confidence, have the team, and have a good idea of what the track is. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like another deal though to ride Supercross. So like when you were like, so you waited obviously 6 months or whatever it was until Supercross came up. What'd you feel like? You're like, all right, now it's time to go to the big dogs.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, outdoors I've been riding my whole life. I've never raced Supercross, so and it's way different being in the stadium and tough blocks and all that. So yeah, my first Supercross, and I won, and I actually felt I got to do press day, so that was good, just to shake down stuff and just get some rhythms down, and so that was good. And then during practice, I actually felt real like for some reason like I thought it'd be way more tense and just shaky and all that, but during practice and qualifying, I felt really good. I felt really comfortable, surprised myself, and yeah, I really felt that way all day. Actually, like Anaheim 1 was like less nervous I felt all year for some reason. I mean, it's the first race, so it's like you kind of take it as in like like an excuse, like, oh, it's my first race, like who cares what happens? But yeah, I felt really good at Anaheim 1.
That's pretty cool though, man, and especially with like having a little bit of professional racing, so to speak, underneath your belt, like going into it. That's, I don't know. I always thought it was cool, man. Every time I got to get on a Supercross track and see like people coming in the stands, and like it was just a different environment. I remember,
It's all amped up.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And then so like I can't relate to the whole factory team because neither of us got to that level, but I can relate to kind of the same feeling because I did in 2008. I got invited to do the X Games, and that like was a whole new level because they treat you like you're a rock star there. Like they're there to give you like handouts. They're the people watching over you, taking care of you hand and foot. Like it's awesome, like the way that they treat you. And I can only imagine like it being similar to that, like when you're on the factory team, because you can concentrate on what you need to and focus on what the task is at hand, going out there and doing good.
Yeah, and I think what helped for me for being so comfortable is like we started riding in October, Supercross, and I rode Supercross 4 times a week, every week since October to January 4th. And like,
Dang.
we put in a lot of days at the test track and a lot of preparation and a lot of like just watching old Supercross on the TV. So like I prepared as much as I possibly could, and yeah, it turned out to be worth it.
I'm thinking about it now. Do you like ever count like, dude, I put in like for the last 6 months, I put in like
400,
1,000,
yeah,
1,890 laps on the track
probably.
or something. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, and especially like during amateurs, like my A year, I was at the track. I was riding 4 times a week. I think because I got hurt. I got hurt in May. It was March of 2017, and took a couple weeks off the bike there. Like I fractured like my L2.
Oof.
And did something to like my shoulder blade, and I was off the bike for a little bit. And as soon as I got back on the bike, it was like that was my A year. I got back on the bike. I had another A year, 18, and I rode 4 times a week, every single week until August of 2018. Except I took like 3 days off for Christmas and like 3 days off for Christmas and like 2 days off for like Thanksgiving. So it was like Then going back on it, I'm like, how did I do that? Like,
were you so burnt
nuts.
at the end, or were you still amped up?
Yeah, tons of work.
No, I was amped up because it was my last year as an amateur. So I knew I had like it was my last year ever amateur. Like all these like memories of being amateur and just like my whole life like has got me to this. Like I have to like kill it, and so like that's what kept me going like that whole year. Like I can't regret like not putting everything into it, you know. So and for that to me to prepare for professional, because like at that time like oh God knows how hard this professional stuff is.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're getting into, dude. It seems like when he's talking, he's a little soft spoken and humble about it. But can you imagine how much fire was inside him at that time to be like driven that hard to be able to do that many laps and go for it?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, when you know this is the last year, this is the culmination of my whole amateur career. I'm not gonna waste it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and that year really turned out to be a really good year. Yeah, it was definitely a good year to cap it off at Loretta's and winning both A classes there, and getting the Horizon Award was just like did it and onto the professional scene.
I know. Now you're like, yes, I've made it. I can do it now. Like, so Gackers
now
probably,
it's like you're at the bottom.
yeah, start over.
So like you're at the top of amateurs, and like the top of the top, you did everything you wanted to accomplish, and then you're within, a couple months, you're right back to square one.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but like the gratifying thing is though that you did it. It's like when you go to your college graduation and you're ready to hit the real world. You're like, yes, like that chapter is like sealed, done, delivered, the whole thing, and you're like, now I get to go and achieve my goals.
Yeah, it's a great way to close that chapter. That's pretty cool. And then, but like you said, it was probably like wake up the next day. Oh man, start over.
Yeah.
So what was?
I had a couple days off after that.
Okay, good.
I went home like after Loretta's. I went home back to San Luis and loaded up my jet ski, and I brought a couple of buddies with me, and we rode jet skis for a day and for a couple of days, and just hung out for about 2 weeks, and then made the trip back down and started work.
Take a little bit of a breather. So at that time you're what, 17, 18 now?
I was 18.
So we skipped over this, and we can't forget about her because she'll get mad at you if you don't say anything. But you started dating your girlfriend at what, 14?
Yeah, super young.
That's cool, though, man. He's got a long-term relationship already. So going through all this stuff, like we obviously were stoked that you had such a good support mechanism from your family, but it's pretty rad that you can have a significant other at such a young age and have that support mechanism too.
Yeah, definitely. And I was super lucky because she would go to the races because her dad promoted most of the races I went to. So she was there and her whole family was there, and helped me out a bunch, just having meals throughout the day and just having my back.
Dude, that's good. You guys live together now?
Yeah.
Right on. And you guys are in Southern California, right?
Yep.
Sweet, dude. That's cool. I'm going to be in Southern California in I think a month or two now, so I'll hit you up and we'll go get some.
Sweet.
A burger.
We'll go get some tacos, but we'll pretend like we're going to Chick-fil-A or Chipotle, okay?
There you go.
Yeah.
So we had Cade Clayson on the show the other day, and I was like, do you want me to get you anything special to eat? He's like, no, dude, I'll just get tacos. I'm super scrawny. Like, give me as many tacos as possible. And we got a bunch of extra tacos, and guess who ate them? Dude, he murdered all of them. It was awesome. So
that's awesome.
That's cool, man. So kudos to you to having such a long-term relationship too, especially with all the pressures and rigors that come along with like having such an intense, job. I mean, you've had this job since you were so little, and now you're working in the professional ranks. I mean, there's a lot expected of the riders these days to be able to go out there and perform. And for somebody to stick by your side, your family, your girl, like everybody, that's really, really cool, man.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of things can go wrong, but you gotta keep out of that path.
Yeah, exactly. So Now that you're like getting ready to race Supercross and stuff, like get back going again. Well, actually, you know what? Tell us some of the highlights of what you've done in your professional career now.
Professional career, it's been crazy. It's definitely, there's been some struggles with my first like outdoor season. It's just on how I definitely I wouldn't say underestimated like how gnarly and how depth the field is. Just like I wasn't just like mentally just I don't know. It was gnarly. Like first through 15th, they're just super gnarly bad dudes, and just struggled with that a little bit. But we're definitely getting past that point on where you're like, I know I belong there, and you just gotta be ready. You just gotta be a man pretty much and mix it up.
Yeah, I think there is a learning curve, right?
There definitely is. Amateur ranks and pro ranks are completely different deals. I didn't think it would be this big of a jump, but it is. And but professional ranks, like I did outdoors, got 10th in a couple motos there, and I led Florida for a little bit. I got the whole shot and led Florida, so that was really cool until I crashed.
Oh.
I was feeling really good. It's super, super hot there. But I like looped out on the rollers, crashed there, and then so that was my outdoor series pretty much. And Supercross has been good. I'm just waiting to pull a whole shot in the main event. Can't wait to do that. So
that'll
we'll
be
see where that
pretty cool.
takes me.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Might as well do it.
Might as well. It's
You
better,
only got
good
you
as
only
day as
got
any.
2 days. 2 days.
Someone's
just
got to
knock
do
out.
it.
Someone's got to do it.
You're a good achiever, though. Like when you set your mind to something and you want to reach those goals, all you got to do is positive think it, and it usually comes out for you. So I see a whole shot in your future, bud.
Awesome.
All right. So are you pretty stoked to get back to racing then? I mean, because it's been what, 2-3 months now?
Yeah, I'm stoked we're going back to back. So like Wednesday, Sunday, that'll be cool. And then we got the finals, I think next, then we have a week off, or like 7 days off. Then we go back to the East West shootout.
That's going to be sweet. Is it almost
so after the East West shootout.
Does it feel like a new season almost to you? Like, how do you
it's definitely
weird,
like
right?
part 2.
Yeah,
for sure.
okay, there you go. That's a good way to put it. Yep.
Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. It's just it's part 2 of the series, and it's been a long time since we raced. It's February, so
no kidding.
We made some improvements since then, so I'm looking forward to showing it.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Jesse was texting back and forth with me right now. It sounds like he's ready. So you want to chat it up with him right now too?
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we will be back in just a few minutes with Jesse Nelson on the line. So we'll see you guys in just a second.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target, and we are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Yeah, finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans, like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there, or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel. And then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything, so that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
it's
the
like a first
truck.
aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period. Woo, yeah, we're back. We got Jesse Nelson and Derek Drake on the line now, man. Thank you guys both for joining us. I appreciate it. It doesn't look like we have the best internet connection, so we might not be able to see you guys the best, but we can at least hear you guys. So what's going down, boys? Oh, we can't hear him at all?
Uh-oh.
So let me put these commercials back on, and I'll get it fixed, and we'll come right back.
Dang it.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers.
What's that? now.
We currently tune for over 87 race
That's
teams
better, yeah.
in Best in Desert
Definitely.
and
Here
Score.
now.
Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension
Way more
components
crisp.
So what's up?
to allow them to win races
Dude,
and keep
my
them
iPad's
safe.
blown out.
Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's
All right, guys, thank you very much for dealing with our technical difficulties. We got Jesse Nelson and Derek Drake both on the line, dude. Ex-roommates.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be reunited, dude, on the Dirt Life show?
Great.
Great. I haven't seen you, what, 3 weeks now? No, probably like a month.
Yeah, we spent quarantine. We spent a portion of quarantine together.
Oh, right on. What were you guys up to during quarantine, riding razors?
I was
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to double D behind the wheel of a Razor, but he was like, I'm already done for the day. I'm going home.
Yeah.
Well, he said he wants to be a Pro 2, Pro 4 driver. Like, that's his dream.
Is it?
Oh, well, best case scenario.
I think you could do pretty well at it. I really do.
Well, I was telling him, Jesse, like when I went and saw you guys at the Works races, like how you can like double and like do like so much better like rhythms than most of the guys in the side by sides, like because of your motocross background.
I mean, I try. I don't really like. I don't get. I think some people don't know. Like, I think with a motorcycle, you got to be so much more precise and like. You really got to know where your wheels are going to be. You can't just go hit something wide open and land a flat when you haven't done it for years. I mean, you can send stuff as far as you want when you're more experienced, but like some people, I think, just hop in razors and they think like, oh, the jump's 20 feet. I need to hit it at 55 miles an hour, and like
Right.
that's not happening. You know, it's there's a fine line. I mean, some guys are great with it, but some people kind of just.
Dude,
I
there's
think they
definitely a fine line. You almost went over the bars on that water jump.
I know. I thought I had enough speed to clear it, and I'm like, oh yeah, not good. Fine to there.
Dude, I thought you broke your back again when you hit on that thing, dude. It looks so painful.
Oh, dude, it wasn't even. Honestly, it was pretty harsh. It was more my neck that whiplashed me like pretty hard.
I think that Liat race, dude.
That's funny
Yeah,
though.
dude.
I wear a Liat brace in my race car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they make a off-road one, like a Simpson one. It's a look
Is
like,
that-
but it's Liat.
Is that Lucas legal?
Yeah. It's all
Interesting.
it's all FIA approved, everything.
Connects to your helmet, everything.
Yeah, the whole deal. So it's dialed. I love it because it's like you don't have to wear the strap around your chest or anything. You can just wear the brace on your neck.
Yeah, that's good. Derek, how you feeling for Wednesday?
Ready to go. We're riding tomorrow.
Oh, where you at?
KTM's got this track like 35 minutes away. They ran it out for us.
Is that the one Rich built?
Yeah.
You haven't ridden it yet?
No, tomorrow it's gonna probably be pretty muddy, but oh well.
Did you bring a practice bike up, or are you just going to ride a race bike?
Yeah, we got our practice bikes.
Oh, cool.
We keep getting a little bit of echo when you talk, Derek. I don't know if you can switch your speaker real quick, switch it back and forth.
What was that?
We keep getting a little bit of echo when we come like from your mic on your phone. So I don't know if you can switch your speaker back and forth.
Yeah, I'll try to take my earphones out, see what happens.
So Jesse, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty pumped to see the West Coast guys come back, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. East Coast is
Stacked.
What?
Stacked.
Is it sarcasms, Derek?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the good guys, I think, already dropped off. I mean, you got Martin out and Hampshire, but, like, there really wasn't. I mean, I feel like West is always quite a bit harder. I don't know why it always ends up that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was 4 super solid guys on the East Coast, but they, like I said, the other 2 dropped off, and Marchbanks has kind of answered to it, but that was only one race, really.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys figure out what happened to him on Sunday?
No, do you, Derek? You know what happened?
I think it was something to do with his liver and maybe a fractured pelvis or something. I don't know the full extent.
Yikes.
All I know is Chase Sexton got so damn lucky on that one.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, yeah, he pulled like the freaking best cards out of his pocket on that last or that second restart, man. Holy crap.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you looked at the track at all, Derek, or anything?
Yeah, we're racing the same track but backwards.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, we're like one running lane's different. That's it, but we're racing backwards.
Dude, that's gonna be crazy. Did they?
Yeah, we'll see.
So did they even change it? Did they just peak out the landings and then just switch all the jumps?
Yeah, we'll switch the jumps around, so it'll be raceable pretty good.
That's gonna be cool, man. How do you feel not being able to go to the races to watch your buddy, Jesse?
It's live on TV, man. Good luck, man. Good luck. Get out there.
Because now you can just sit at home and drink your 805s.
Miller Lights, bud. If I'm pounding them, if I'm putting down a couple, I always Miller Light. But then if I'm just sipping and cruising, then we're doing 805s. But what was I gonna say, Derek? Where are you at in points right now?
Dude, I have no idea. I think maybe like 8th in rank.
And who's in front of you, and how far back are you?
Not that far at all. I don't know who's in front of me, but I looked at it today. It wasn't far.
And you don't know where you're at in the championship.
No.
He's just getting ready to go rip.
Just do.
Bro, if I'm not in the top 5, I'm like I'm not worried about it. You know, it's my rookie year, so like I'm not in the top 5, I'm not in the title hunt or anything. So
Yeah. Hey, remember what T2 and I said?
what'd you say?
Get that podium.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He said Jesse. He said he was already thinking like positive. He thinks he's gonna get a hole shot on Wednesday. So
Starts with the hole shot.
Oh, Derek's good at starts. He should be able to get. He should be getting hole shots, and he should be up there.
is he?
I don't know what he's doing.
Is he Jesse Nelson good at hole shots?
Yeah, he's just as good,
There
if
you
not
go.
better.
Dude, go get him, man. I can't wait to see you race on Wednesday, man. What have you been up to, Jesse?
Me, I went for a trail ride yesterday in the Razor, and then Emily drove hers, the one right behind me, and then I was just washing cars, and then you guys were kind of having some technical difficulties, so I just started to finish it, and then you texted me and was like, "Hey, you ready?" And I'm like, "All right." So, not to like do a sponsor plug or anything right now, because I bought this stuff, but this VP wash is pretty good. Like, I didn't have to scrub or anything, and it looks pretty nice.
Does it do better than Mr. Clean? Because I've been Mr. Clean for like so many years.
That's what I always use. I think it's better.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, Mr. Clean, I don't use Simple Green. I don't really like Simple Green at all anymore. I usually always use Mr. Clean, and then I think it stuff's way better.
Yeah, Simple Green always makes your shit look all matted out.
Yeah. Not a fan of it. And apparently it eats your seals a little bit here and there.
So, Derek, that's one of the things that you're going to have to learn. Like what I was saying, like when you get off-road stuff, you can get like good parts and cars and stuff, but you got to put in a serious amount of work in the off-road game, dude.
Oh, Derek, dude, Derek's changed axles and crap with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Junior vice president of mechanics of the Nelson Razor.
Yeah. Derek was the
Vice
crew chief for a while. We're like looking on YouTube, like, so how do you change an axle?
Are you gonna make Derek? You're gonna make Derek business cards, Jesse Nelson, crew chief.
Crew chief, team manager. He's gonna be running that TLD team in a couple years.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
heck yeah! Well, first he's got to get a hole shot though, and that's gonna happen on Wednesday, so he's gonna be good.
We'll do it.
Hey, so how was it when you guys grew up were living together?
That was great.
It was only for like a year or so, a little over a year, I think. Right?
Yeah, it was like a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. Derek does his own thing. He goes to bed at every night at the same time, wakes up every day at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't really get him out to go do anything unless it's before 8 o'clock. No, he's on a straight and narrow. He's good.
Right on, man. Well, that's good.
I think his program has definitely jumped up about 20 notches from what it used to be, and I think it'll start showing. It's just going to take time. It's just like that muscle memory and that build up and that getting used to that pace. I mean, not the pace, so that workload all the time. You never get a break, right, Derek?
Yeah, never.
Never.
Drove up to Salt Lake City, had to do an hour cardio workout.
Yeah, you just no days off, anything, but it'll start getting easier and easier, and then you'll be like, oh, shoot, like these bike rides aren't that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this guy the other day just figured out that you can push and pull up on the road bike when you have clips in.
I remember those. I remember that epiphany.
What was the epiphany?
Yeah, I was struggling so hard on the road bike rides. I was like, there's no way I could be this bad.
The pull and the push and the pull. And then how about all of a sudden you do that pull for like maybe 5 minutes or something and you have fresh legs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start pulling up instead of just pushing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like double the power.
Game
You
changer.
can go just like way further. Hey, Derek, will you turn your volume down just a little bit so you can barely hear us?
Oh, and Derek, you going down hills, unclip, shake your legs out, get those things freshened up, and then you're good to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Dude, it's gonna like a game changer. Did you use clips on your mountain bike too, Jesse?
Yeah, everything. This guy rides an e-bike all the time, so he didn't know.
Dude, I'm gonna try to hit one of those up this week, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this would be rad. What's your guys' plans for the rest of the week? Are you going to go to any races? Are you going to go cruise around? What's the deal? I'm trying to get Derek's dad. I'm gonna hit B-Dog up and see if he wants to go hit some races because there's a Texplex, and his parents live in Texas now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where in Texas do they
They
live?
moved to Texas about a year ago. Because like I said, like my dad owns a trucking company, so it's pretty hard to own a trucking company in California. So they moved the company out to Texas, way less rules and regulations and just everything. So company moved to Texas and they moved with it. So I think they gotta live 4 years in Texas before they can move back to California and run the company from California in Texas.
Where in Texas do they live?
Decatur.
Where's that? Like by Dallas?
Yeah.
Like it's northwest of Dallas, a little like 45 minutes.
So that's pretty close to Texplex, then.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
So
Wait, they're living in Decatur?
Well, it's Denton, Decatur.
Oh, Denton's like 30 minutes away from Decatur.
Well, I think they live in Decatur. Their office is in Denton.
Oh, so Decatur's where Oak Hill is.
Yeah.
Do they live in that little town?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I wonder if they see Oldenburgs.
What's that?
I wonder if they see Oldenburgs, because that's where they live.
I don't know.
That's where Hans lived, too. Will.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty cool place in Texas. Like, that whole area is really nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. Got the Walmart and Chili's. And
Yeah, Walmart and Chili's.
So I really want to go to Texplex, so let me know when you go, Jesse. We'll try to hook up and go there.
Yeah, and then Rich, Rich DeGram, Derek.
Yep.
He just bought a track out there somewhere in Texas.
Yeah, I heard he. I was on the phone with him a little bit ago.
Yeah, I just want to get a cargo container and just leave a car out there and I can just fly in and out.
He's sick.
Dude, that
Throw
would be
B-Dog
cool.
some gas money. We'll go racing.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be pretty cool to get Derek in a side-by-side, too, on the track.
I told him he should. I mean, well, Polaris is a sponsor of the team, right? Or they were.
He's checking.
Four-wheel parts. So Craig would be fine
Total
with it.
parts. Polaris is on the truck. I don't know about the graphics. They're not on the bike graphics, but it's on the truck.
Yeah, so you should hit him up and be like, hey, I
I'll
want
get
the family discount. It's like
Yeah.
50% off, or it used to be. They might have changed it.
Dude, that would be super cool to see Derek drive a side-by-side. You'd have to probably get it, like, cleared by Tyler, though, and make sure that you could do it.
probably land on top of him, wreck us both.
Hey, just don't even call Tyler and ask. Just ask for forgiveness, not for permission. Because no matter what you ask, it's going to be no.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick. Well, let me know when you guys do go out to Texplex, Jesse. We can all go out there and rip together.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get my car built. And, get a new car built and then go racing, pull it off.
Get my car off the trailer.
Get it off the trailer and just go.
Well,
Got my arm wrapped up like a freaking gordito.
we got the crew chief on the other line. Do you want him to come over there and help you after he's done doing all his Supercross racing?
All right.
Let's go.
Dude, that's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait to see you race on Wednesday, Derek. It's going to be sweet, dude. I really am stoked. Like, we talked about at the beginning of the conversation, like, getting the West Coast stuff going again is going to be sweet, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been a long time since I've been behind the gates, like February to San Diego.
Yeah, it probably feels
Same
like
thing
an
with everybody
eternity.
else, dude.
Yep, good point.
Same for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah. Throw it down, man. Only got a couple more rounds. What do you got to lose?
Yep.
Go Pinned. All right, dudes. Well, thank you guys both very much. I'm sorry for the poor audio quality. I don't know why we get reverb, but I really appreciate it. So, Jesse, we'll let you drop off, dude. Hit me up this week, and we'll see what's going on. We got a surprise package coming to you, too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm sending you something as well. You sent me your address already, right?
I don't know. I'll send it to you.
No, I was talking to Brian from Rigid today. Never mind. I need yours. I'm gonna go back finish washing this thing before it's too dark. And good luck, Derek. I'll talk to you later.
If
Thank you,
anybody
guys.
didn't see it, Jesse's repping that VP sponsorship.
Yeah.
All right, later, bud.
There you go.
We'll see you later, dude. Thanks.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. Maybe it was both of those audios coming in because it sounds like it's better with Derek right
Yeah.
now. So it's pretty cool to see that you guys have such a lighthearted conversation, man. It's obviously because you guys have spent so much time together, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we spent a lot of pretty much every day together for a year and a half, and nothing but good times.
How was it learning from somebody like him?
It was good. He definitely, like, honestly, like, I lived there for a year and a half, and we barely talked moto. Like, I just learned. I've obviously watched him a lot, and like I've learned a lot from him just by watching him, and just by knowing his style and stuff. So really, like, we never talked about moto. We always talked about, just we're doing funny stuff or just having a good time. And he would obviously give me some tips here and there, just like, hey, but he was never really my trainer.
Yeah, I mean, but you can learn a lot from somebody like that. I remember, like, when Casey and I would grow up riding together, he was always a little bit faster than all of us, and it was cool to watch him because we would see how he would move on the bike, and then we would pick up things, and whether he talked it or not, we would still learn a lot from him. So it's probably pretty rad that you get to go to the track with somebody like him.
Yep, exactly. I like I said, like, I learned so much from him, watching him over the years, and just loved his style.
Do you still get to do that? Like when you, like, let's just say you get to watch like Tomac or Webb or anybody of those guys, like when you watch them, are you like, dang, I just saw him like do some move and you're like, oh, I got to try that next time? Because I remember watching like.
I do that a lot when like Tomac's on and like ripping. Like,
Yeah.
I watch and I see so much stuff that he does. Like, oh, I can do that. I got to execute.
Yeah, just think about it, because like you don't even know until you see it, and then you're like, oh, dude, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll wind this up a little bit. We got a rapid fire Q&A session for you, but so we kind of talked about it a little bit. What does the future hold for you? You just going to keep doing this TroyLee Designs thing and then shoot for your Pro 4 career?
Yeah. I mean, best case scenario would be have an awesome motocross career, and I definitely want to win races and win championships, because that's the main goal. It's going to take some time to get there, hopefully, obviously sooner than later, but the day will come, and then have some fun in a cage after I'm all done with this.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool to see you just have some fun in a cage right now too. You got any more questions for him before we get in the rapid fire case?
I don't think so. Well, I got Brian Hawkins says you've got a new fan.
Oh, right on.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Thank you.
Brian's an off-road guy too. He does a lot of side-by-side stuff as well. So it's neat to see that. Our audience can connect with you in any of the normal ways. Like Instagram is probably the best. You can look at the latest post that we did. It's Derek Drake ___.
Yeah, Derek Drake 2 underscores.
Okay.
The original Derek Drake's taken, and then Derek Drake _ taken. So I'm like, really? Gotta put 2 under there.
What are the chances?
So you guys can, if you don't want to type it in, you can obviously go to the At the Dirt Life show, and you can see the last post that we did. You can check out some of our stories, and you can go follow Derek and watch his Supercross progress through the next few weeks here. And then obviously you're going to do the outdoors too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's actually something that I'm really looking forward to, too. Like, I can't wait to see you guys tear it up outdoors. I've always been a huge fan of outdoors, so I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Are you pretty pumped for
it'd be a
outdoors,
good
too,
time.
or are you stoked more for Supercross?
No, I'm pumped for outdoors for sure. I think with this new year, I'll be I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, dude, I think it's going to be sweet too. All right, we're going to kick off this rapid fire Q&A, and then we'll let you get to bed because it's well, as Jesse said, it's already past your bedtime.
I'm kind of excited for one of these questions.
Yeah. So, all right, well, I'll start it off then.
Okay.
So, iRacing or real racing?
Oh, real racing.
Of course. Tomac or Webb? Dang it.
You know,
I knew this was going to be a
that's
tough
pretty
one.
hard. I mean, Tomac when he's on, like there's no one like better to watch. Like the
Right.
stuff he does and how he does it and how fast he is and just gnarly,
Right.
awesome. But Webb's racecraft
Oh my
and
gosh.
Webb's like IQ on the bike and how he races is definitely awesome to watch. See how he thinks about it and how he goes about. So I can't even answer that.
Dude, we were talking about it before the show. Casey and I were talking about how Webb, I mean, obviously Tomac's a bulldog, but we were talking about Webb, and it like there's something that you see like when he's on the track, like
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's like this mad scientist that like starts getting under his helmet, and you see him doing stuff that's just like so
Yeah.
awesome.
It's almost like he
Yeah,
sees
he's
everything
super
slower than everybody else, right?
super smart.
Yeah, it almost seems
Super
like
smart on the bike, and yeah, I mean, super smart, and he rips also. So
Yeah, that doesn't
that
hurt.
helps.
Does that make it so it's like you can understand that? Like when you see something like that, are you like, wow, like I can tune my racecraft to be
Yeah.
that good?
Yeah, that like it'll pop into your head when you're riding. Like, okay, like you know what would Webb do right here? Like how
That's
how would
awesome.
his style be on the bike here?
WWWD.
Like, yeah.
All right, favorite food.
What was that?
Favorite food.
Favorite food?
Cheeseburger.
Steak, burgers.
Nice.
You know all that good. Yeah, steak, burgers, pretty
Everything
much
that
I'm
you
go
can't
to.
have.
Yeah.
Okay, Little Smokies or pizza rolls?
I've never had Little Smokies.
Sounds like you're gonna
I've
have
had
to.
pizza rolls maybe once.
Oh, dang.
So, yeah, maybe I guess pizza rolls. Yeah.
Somebody get this kid some Little Smokies.
I know,
He's gotta
dude.
try them out.
You're gonna wig
Yeah,
out
all
when you
the
taste
time.
Little Smokies. Favorite soda.
Favorite soda? I'm a Sprite guy. Nice and refreshing.
Nice.
Nice. So he's not a SoCaler. We might have a different answer. Uggs or Crocs?
I don't know. I never wear any one. I don't wear any of those. So
I'm with you.
I mean,
You're allowed.
I mean,
You're
yeah.
allowed to say neither. if you
Yeah,
want.
we don't wear any of those either, but we always have that like as a profiling question, and I can't wait. Like I'm really stoked because I want somebody to say Crocs because I can put them in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, 4-wheel drive.
So one of these days somebody's gonna say that. What's your most memorable race? I think we kind of answered this before, but what do you think it is?
Yeah, I think memorable would either be yeah, it's got to be Loretta's my last year winning both A classes in the Horizon Award.
That's a pretty memorable time, man,
Yeah,
for
it is.
sure.
Absolutely. Favorite flavor of ice cream? I don't eat ice cream.
I think cookie dough
Oh, dang.
or like cookie dough, chocolate malted crunch. I love all ice cream, so it's kind of hard to pick one.
What's your lady's favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate or yeah, I'd have to go with just chocolate or
Yeah.
anything or coffee flavored. Yeah,
Oh, she's going coffee. All right,
it.
ski or snowboard?
snowboard,
Dogs or cats?
dogs.
Netflix or YouTube?
I watch both of those quite a bit. I like YouTube for watching old moto vids, like old like Ricky stuff. I watch it all the time, and I watch Netflix all the time for shows. So,
Dude, I'm gonna say
don't know.
I'm gonna say YouTube because I'm gonna watch you at the press conference for being on the box this weekend. All right.
Nice.
all right, sounds good.
How does it make you feel that he said old moto and Ricky?
Yeah, that's like my generation.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, right.
Burrito or taco?
Oh, I'll have to go with taco.
You're going to. What's your favorite kind of taco then?
Just like a street style, like hole in the wall Mexican, like
Yeah.
street taco.
The best.
That's where I like it. Well, actually, you kind of already answered this question. Supercross or motocross?
Wow.
This week,
50
Supercross.
questions.
Yeah.
This week,
Yeah, I like Supercross for sure.
I know you're looking forward to outdoors, too, and honestly, I am,
I
too.
am looking forward to outdoors.
Yeah, I think outdoors is going to be sick this year because everybody's going to be so pumped up because they had to do all this weird stuff, and all of a sudden outdoors is going to drop and people are going to go bananas.
I think you're right.
Yep.
What other form of racing would you like to try? Sky's the limit. I think we kind of know.
Dude,
already.
you could even say F1. I mean, this is total dream world here.
Maybe do like a NASCAR race here and there. That'll be pretty fun. Cup Series probably cause a huge wreck, but it'll be fun.
How stoked would your uncle be though to get into if you got into NASCAR?
Yeah, right. I need to get that. In over there. I'll be a hazard though. I'll just be like, send it. Like I'm in a car, I can't get hurt, so I'll be spinning everyone.
You'll have the most horsepower, just so you can do that.
Your dad will give you the best motor package. All right, last question of the night, man. Chips and guacamole or French fries and ranch?
French fries and ranch.
Dang, going against the grain. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show, dude. Sorry we had a couple audio issues and stuff like that, but it was awesome talking to you. I really, really do want to see you do good this week and throughout the next few races. Obviously, we're going to keep track of what you got going on.
For sure. Can't wait for you.
Awesome.
So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming on. Tell everybody, all your support and all your crew that we said hello, and good luck on Wednesday, dude. Kick some butt.
All right. Thank you. It was a good time.
The gate's going to drop, and the flinch is going to be Dirt Life Show, whole shot.
Yeah, whole shot right there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, wait. Dude. All right. Well, thanks, homie. We really appreciate it. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you, too. It was a good time.
See you guys.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Man, that was cool. It's really, really neat and refreshing to see the amount of like enthusiasm he has. Like he's obviously a calm person. He's collected and he's humble, but you can tell there's a fire burning in there.
He can't wait.
Yeah, like he cannot wait till he drops the gate and gets going. So I'm really, really excited to see what happens on Wednesday and see him and all the West Coast guys start off, man. So it was cool. Thank you very much for Steve Westfall calling in. Thank you, Jesse Nelson, for dedicating a little bit of time away from his Polaris Razors
his VP.
Yeah, and his VP, yeah. Sponsorship VP opportunity right there. So, yeah, that was cool, man. I really thought tonight was a good show. It was really neat to just catch up on Supercross stuff, man. I always like talking motocross, man. It's always so fun. And to see, doesn't it bring back a little bit of memories for you, too?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you think, like, oh, I remember when I had those feelings. I remember when we did that. So next week's show, we have somebody with the same last name. We have Adam Drake, your buddy, coming on.
That's awesome.
I hope you get some good questions for your buddy Adam Drake next week.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm sure I'll pull some stuff out of the archive for
sure. I think that's going to be a really cool show. Adam's an open book, just like Derek was tonight, and he's got some really cool stories. Adam is a professional RC car racer, an industry ambassador. He's just an all-around good guy, so it'll be like I always relate it to Jeremy McGrath, how good of an ambassador he was for the sport of Supercross.
Absolutely.
Adam Drake is basically the same thing for the sport of RC cars, and we cannot wait to talk to him.
And with a huge dirt background.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Moto, everything. Yeah, his whole family growing up in Michigan, I think it was, right?
I think, or Ohio. I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was Michigan. But anyway, so we'll talk to him about that. And it's really cool that, he's just such a good person all around. So it'll be cool to talk with Adam next week.
Michigan.
I think it was Michigan.
Yeah, right.
And thank you very much to all of our sponsors. We want to mention them one last time before the show closes. Thank you to Shock Therapy. Thank you to the guys over at KMC Wheels. Thank you to the guys at Rugged Radios. Thank you to Solder Weld. Thank you to Zollinger Racing Products. We really appreciate it. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at any of their websites to be able to save a whole bunch of money on their awesome products. So we really appreciate everybody that's joining us tonight. It was just, I can't thank you guys enough. I say it every show, and I feel like I'm a broken record, but it's so meaningful to me that everybody's tuning in and watching us because you guys are what make the show grow, and you guys are what make it awesome. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to talk to Adam Drake. Hopefully we'll be able to go on a bicycle ride this week, Case.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
So it'll be cool. So we will catch you guys next week. Thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. We love you. Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.